stuff like the tickets, the packaging, what the ticket comes in, they should know automatically that it's an acronym, but then they don't even look at that. That's the thing. I say to, I mean, I've got one somewhere. Oh, here it is. You see, that's the packaging. It's in a box. It's written in all capital letters. Now, if a parking attendant is sticking that on your car, you should take a picture or a photo of the parking attendant who's actually sticking that on your car, because they're vandalizing your car with something strange. They don't even know that's an acronym. That's not English. When people start to really understand what they're looking at, that's not English. It is English, but it's an acronym. If you're looking at it, is it English?
It's quite funny, really.
It even tells you on the government website that you shouldn't write in all capital letters. They're telling you that on .gov under the style guide on their website. Yeah. That's the thing. It's language, man. It's really, it's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, man, I mean, like, we've got to share the information. Even if we're like that little thing I showed you just there, even if I showed you that, even if you went and showed one of your friends anything in capital letters, you know, anything written in capital letters, it's upside down, isn't it? Back to front, upside down, whatever, I don't know. But show them that and ask them. Ask your sister, ask your brother, ask your mum, ask your dad, ask your whatever. Say to them, what does that say? And let them say it. And then say to them, what language are you speaking it as? I've done that to a couple of people, and they just like, and also a couple of people who had a bit of knowledge in the legal stuff, what we're doing. Now, the thing about it, when I'm asking that simple, basic question, they want to jump straight into legal. Oh, yeah, that's legalese. Oh, yeah, that's that. Just no, forget it. No, I'm asking a basic, simple question. Yeah, a 10-year-old. I'll ask a 10-year-old is, what does that say? Now, tell me, what language are you reading it in? And what language are you speaking as you say it? Game over. Yeah. If you say English, you lose. If you say sign language, you lose. They're the only two languages you can choose from. That's it. English or sign language. If it's sign language, it's finger spelling. If it's English, it's acronyms. Either one you choose, you lose. I don't need to know legal. Legal's only for corporations. Yeah. Legal and statutes are only for the law society's laws, which is the legal system. And it's only for corporations. Everything we're learning is for corporations. That's it. All the legal stuff, all the legal books are for corporations. They're not for men and women. Common law is for men and women. Legal and statutes are for corporations. That's why they say it's law. They don't say it's common law. They say it's law. It's the law society's law, which is the legal system. All their books and all their dictionaries are written in capital letter. It's called legalese, their language. We was placed into that system when we was born and given a certified copy of an entry. A certified copy of an entry into what is my question? Into a company, because United Kingdom Limited is registered on Companies House. So is it a certified copy of an entry into the company, putting me into the company as one of its staff subjects?
Definitely.
There you go.
At birth, can you be held liable for something you sign at birth when you're misinformed because you can't speak the language?
But the thing about it, it's not even you who signed anything. It was your mother and father. So it's nothing to do with you.
Right.
That's why they get us from the go. As soon as you get any letter coming through your front door, it's going to have your Christian and surname on it. That is a legal name. A legal name is a Christian and a surname put together. You will never get any letters with just your first name on it. So from the day dot, they send you the first letter whether it's written in uppercase and lowercase or all capitals, it's still being sent to a legal name. It's not being sent to a man or woman. That's up to you to decipher that, and don't open it or open it. It's up to you. That's up to you if you allow the fear to get over you. That's the thing. But once you understand the language, once them letters are coming through, you can tap into their legal books and say, well, hold up a minute. I'm just abiding by your law. And your law in your book says this. This is a legal name. If I don't agree to be in a legal entity, then I can't open it. And if I am being a legal entity, I can only be a company. So I'll go and buy the company title and become the limited company. So I'm not held in any incumbents of any office. I have the same office as United Kingdom. I'm on the same level as United Kingdom. I'm a country now. If I want to give people passports and let them travel under my company, I will do. And they don't have to go and get the code or anything like that, because I was speaking to somebody the other day and they were saying, I think it was either Nikki or Caroline, and they were saying about the guys going on holiday. And she said, where are you going? He said, oh, I'm going to Dubai. She said, well, what about the thing? He said, no, I don't need it because I'm traveling under the company. There you go. Wow. They only giving to an implied company. They can only give it to a company. They can't give it to men and women. When you go to the doctors and the doctors are writing you a letter, remember, on your file, in the doctor's files, your name on the file is written in capital letters. Go and look in your own doctor's office. They have you down as an implied company. You're a guinea pig. As a company, you're a guinea pig. They're allowed to do experiments on companies because it's non-existent. It's just an entity, a legal entity, what doesn't exist.
And there you have it. The truth is simple.
That's all it is.
Okay, hold on. So if I'm going to the hospital for procedure and what's it called? They're about to give me that and I hold up my deed and say, no, you can't do that to me. Is that going to work?
So say that.
Or would I have to write to the director first?
No. So
because I was going to...
Sorry, I missed that first little section. You broke up.
Okay. Because listen, the internet, because I'm traveling, it's terrible.
That's okay. That's okay.
So if it's a procedure and they're saying, you got to come in for a swab first before we can give you a procedure, can I hold up my deed and say, no, you can't?
Yeah.
My company is dormant. I'm a limited
company, you don't even,
or whatever.
No,
or would I have to write to the director of the hospital?
No, you don't. Hold on. Slow down. No, you don't even have to do any of that.
You write to the director beforehand and stress and let them know that you are.
No. You just say you're exempt. That's it. Exempt. One word. I'm exempt. That's it. What can they do to that? What can they do? Because the thing about it, if they're trying to give to some entity, it's the entity what they're giving it to. And the entity is the implied company because your name is written down on their record.
Again, they can hear you, Dread. Yeah, it's not hacking it. I'm telling the truth.
Hey, Caroline, how you doing?
It's not hacking it, isn't it?
Hi. What? I don't know if, am I
Sorry,
on speaker?
Carl.
We're recording, Nick, anyway, so that's cool.
Have we started to discuss anything yet, or are we still
Yeah, we was talking little bits and pieces, but nothing major, really.
No.
Well, come on, Caroline, what do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the drivers thing. Is Ashley on? Is Ashley on yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Because he had some good ideas about, deregistering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because Carl, didn't you say? Because I was talking to Caroline, but I was talking to Carl during this week. And you was talking about, the registration numbers and everything. But I spoke to Ashley about it, and he was saying, first, you'd have to deregister your car or declare it stolen before you put those plates on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it, what you're doing, you're not sawing or deregistering your car. You're deregistering the vehicle, which is the license plate. It's just the registration.
Yes.
That's it. It's nothing
Yes.
to do with your car. You don't even have to drive with plates on your car. That's up to you.
Well, we'll have to find a rule for that. We'll have to find a law for that one.
No. The thing about it, it's not the legal side of things. That's the thing, because it doesn't belong to, it's incumbent to your office, not their office.
Right.
So you choose what your company does.
Right.
You see?
Get you.
It's your company. So your company is the country. If you own a property or the car, that's in your country. It's not in United Kingdom's country. So
right,
it you see, so it doesn't abide by the legislations and statutes of United Kingdom, that company.
Yeah, but do you think, Carl, in the Companies Act, and it's a huge bloody thing, but do you think that somewhere there is that says the company will abide by UK legislation?
Yeah, sure, if it's doing agreements with it. But
if it's got a contract, isn't it? If you're not contracting with anybody.
Yeah, but your company's dormant, so you do what you want.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
Yeah, so
remember, when you're with the DVLA, you're a driver.
Yeah.
You're not traveling, you're a driver. Specifically, you're a driver.
Yeah.
And a driver is one who's employed.
Yeah.
You're not employed. If they're saying that you are a driver, then get them to give you a letter to say that they're agreeing, that they're saying that you are a driver. Because if they are, then you can take that letter, go to DVLA, the agency, and say, you owe me wages.
Yeah.
Because I'm working for you, and you haven't told me I'm actually working for you.
Has anyone done that?
Because who have they got? They've only got the implied company written down on your driving license in capital letters. If they're seeing it as an implied company, first of all. Because the thing about it, before they even see it as an implied company, the question before that is, what language are you using to write that name in? Because it's only one of two languages. It's English or it's sign language. Now, artificial persons can be written as a company because corporations are artificial persons. So they can be written down as capital letters because it's not real. It's an acronym.
They'd have got you to commit the original fraud by getting you to fill in the application form in block capitals. So they'll turn it back on you.
There you go.
You defrauded us in that case.
That's why I always say, if you ever fill out an application form now, fill it out in uppercase and lowercase, and then take a photocopy and keep it for your files, because that's for your company files.
Absolutely. And then show the conversion. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you can say at the end of the day, well, look, I wrote this to you, but on top of that, even if you wrote your name in uppercase and lowercase on their form, it would probably be in boxes anyway. Yeah. So how did they even get to see what that was if it was in a box? Because it's invisible.
Yeah.
It's not even on the page.
Exactly.
So how can they get to see that, to then take that and then turn it into a capital letter name? So it's invisible. So if I can't see anything, how can I decide to write that down in capitals?
Mm.
It's just topsy-turvy land. Mm. That's all it is. Mm. But you're only going into that arena if you're trading with a company. Because remember, you're trading as a company and you're in that arena at the moment because you're an implied company. So you're in the arena already from birth. You're in the arena. It's just that we find out and we realize that we're actually operating as a company, and we don't even know that we're operating as a company. Everything we do is the same rules as what would be set out for a company, as it says in Black's Law or any one of the law dictionary. It says that a corporation has the same rights as a person, man.
Yeah, well, it is a person.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a person has the same rights as a man. So a man and a corporation are both classed as persons.
Yeah.
This is why I say right at the beginning, let's look at the word person in Black's law and how many different definitions they're giving. Because once you take the status of private person, you become an individual, not incumbent to any office. And that's stating it in Black's law.
Right.
So once you take back the ownership of the title, you own that ship. That's the citizenship. When you get that, as I showed you on the pamphlet, that's now seen as your new company birth certificate. But if you're already walking around as an implied company, the birth certificate, copy of a certified entry, is that same document with the limited company. But because you don't own the limited company, the UK government is holding your company in custody. That's what it says on the birth certificate. We hold this blah, blah, blah in our custody. Now, the two definitions of custody is imprisonment or guardianship. So which one are we to them?
But either way, if you're in custody, you're always the beneficiary.
There you go.
If you're arrested, you're the beneficiary of the person arresting you.
There you go.
Yeah.
But with the certified copy of an entry, we see the name in uppercase and lowercase, and then surname as well. With the four names in uppercase and lowercase, and then the surname in all uppercase. But that everything on that document, the birth certificates, everything's in boxes. So your information is not even on the page. Now, when you take back the limited company and you get your title deed, everything's on the one entire skin. There's no boxes, no lines, no nothing. Everything's written on that one skin, and that's your name in capital letters. Now, if companies, if like Graham's scenario, he tried to buy his name, but because there's already a Graham and Co, he couldn't buy his name. So Companies House said to him, well, go and look for the company and ask them if you can use that name. So the company refused. Cool. Now, what makes it more interesting is that if there's only one company, how can they have a name in capital letters as well when you've already got the title deed?
Do you think there's a difference between unincorporated entity and incorporated one?
Of course, because they would establish what company is at the end. That's why we've got LTD or LLP or PLC to establish what status that company is. Is it private? Is it public? Is it partnership? Is it, you see, it's establishing what it is.
Do you think then that Graham could register himself as Graham Harvey LLP?
Possibly, but it's still the same name. There can only be one name.
Yeah, but maybe you can only have one name in each type of entity. That's
a possibility. It's like it's like same thing. I totally agree, because when you go on the internet and you want to buy a website, you might get .net or .org or and so you can still buy the others. I totally agree with you. Maybe he can try that. So because we've never really come across that problem, so we wouldn't really know in that certain sense.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's between all of us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is. It's yeah.
Do you think it's worth us writing to the government, because coming at it from the point of view, well, who's got the beneficial interest in the entity? They are obviously now at this point claiming the beneficial interest in the legal name.
Yes, but the legal name is just an implied company name. It's up to you to stop ignoring that. That's what they're saying to us. They're saying, stop ignoring it. Remember, the power's in the people's hands. But if the people are underneath the United Kingdom, the people are not people.
Yeah.
The people are subjects.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people because I now own that ship. And I say, yeah, that's my ship. And I'm on the land. How many others have you got ships? But there's only a few of us who's on land who own the ship. The rest are in the sea, and we say, yeah, come back on land, come back on land, bring your ship in, buy your ship, whatever. So no one can trouble that ship, and it can't be out there doing any business in the waters and being jumped on by pirates. And that's what I'm saying. All these companies are all scam because they're all pirate companies. They're pirates jumping on us, and the government gave them the opportunity to do that. But it says it in the Bible. Man can subdue the creatures and the beasts.
Wow.
That's the thing. And subdue means to deceive and seduce.
You got any idea where in the Bible that's referenced?
That's the first. It's in Genesis. I'll find it. I know where it is in the book, but I'll have to look it up. It's in.
I'll have a look for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Genesis. I think it's Genesis 1. It's about 6 or 7. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man said he can subdue. God said man can subdue the beast, the creatures and the beast. Yeah. If you type that in Google or something, man can subdue the creatures and the beast. The Bible. It should come up with what chapter and verse is. Something like that. You see.
Yeah.
And when you look up the etymology dictionary of the word subdue, that's where we find deceive and seduce.
Right.
So if they say to you, here's a driving license, you can have a car, you can do this and you can do that, blah, blah, blah. You say, yeah, I'm going to take that. That seduced you. Now they deceive you by putting it in a name that's not even yours, and it's a company name, and they're not telling you that it's a company you're operating under.
Yeah.
That's the seduction and deception.
Yeah.
They're allowed to do it. We're allowed to do it because it's in so-called the book.
Yeah.
So if it's allowed to be done, it's up to us now not to be ignorant.
Yeah.
Let those hear who must hear.
Yeah.
Let those see who must see.
And let he who would be deceived be deceived.
There you go. But if you speak the truth and you tell them that you know this, how can then they deceive you? Because they're just being aiding and abetting in the crime themselves.
Yeah.
And you can unravel that. You can destroy their system just by this deception of the language. Because I'm sure if you went out there and you said, right, and you spoke to 50 or even 100 English teachers who've got master's degrees or PhDs, they will tell you it's not grammatically correct. It can only appear as an acronym in the whole entire English language. So what does it stand for?
Exactly.
And that's on every one of our letters. But we allow it to happen because we agreed to be in that legal name in the first place. But we don't realize that we're looking at a legal name when our name's coming in through the door, uppercase and lowercase. Because we're just looking at, oh yeah, that's me. It's not you, it's words on a piece of paper.
Come out of her, my people. Because, I mean, are we not sinning in...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything we're doing as a sin because we're not allowed to do it. That men and women are not allowed to do anything. They was put here on the earth to tend to the land. That's it.
Yeah. What I mean is by registering into or participating in their system, is that not?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. But it's been done without our knowledge.
Yeah, I get all that.
You see, so I totally agree. Yes, it's been done, but is that then now, are we free from sin because we now know? Now, once we know, we shouldn't be doing it, because if we're carrying on doing it, that means we know that we're sinning now.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, we know that we're sinning, and we know that we're being lying, and we know that we're being deceptive by playing along and being abetting in the thing.
Yeah.
That's why when the judge is sitting there, they wear that hat because it protects them from God.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. By making it dormant, you're saying, yeah, the game's up.
Yeah.
And I'm retiring from this life.
Yeah, you've just done a reset, because the thing about it, everybody is looking for an implied company.
Yeah.
If you turn around and say, well, yes, this is the limited company, this is the name, it's a limited company, here's the title deed, who are you looking for within that company?
Mm.
And if you are the director of your company standing at my door?
Mm.
Because if you're the director of your company, that's the only person that should be standing at this door. Because I'm the director of this company, and whatever you've got written down on your piece of paper, then you best go and get that checked.
And I don't deal with agents, basically.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's your company policy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, like somebody put up, I think Caroline sent me a video of the guys in Brixton, the young people, which was good. And they come out the thing, and they were surrounded by the police and stuff. Now, one of the guys with the camera, he said, can I have your name? And the guy pointed to his badge and said, here's my number. And then he told him his name, but that could be in a made up bollocks name.
Yeah.
But the number he gave, but the thing about it, what I'm saying now is when we get ourselves as a limited company, we now have a number. So we can use that number. So they have to go find whoever that number belongs to, because they're leaving that up to you. When they give you their number, they're leaving it up to you to go and do your research and your homework to find out who they are. So when you're the limited company and you give them your number, then you're letting them go and do their research and work.
Yeah, but how would we do that, Carl? Because what the guy did, he gave a number, and then he said Ogilvy. So what would we do? For instance, would I give my number and then say?
No, you don't even have to say your name.
The number.
The thing about it, he asked the name, because the thing about it, what's happening is that how he is an implied company, the young boy, asking an officer that's in a higher rank than him in that company.
Yeah.
You see, the police is in the company, United Kingdom. The boy is in the company as an implied company. Mm. So the police takes authoritative role in the company. But if that boy now was a limited company, the boy would be higher than the police because he's at the same status as United Kingdom itself.
I get you, right.
That boy is in the same power as all the politicians put together.
Right.
That's what you are. You're the same power as the whole UK government.
Right.
Because you are the country. You are Caroline Limited Company. They are United Kingdom Limited Company. So anything they're doing within United Kingdom, like buying up the land or claiming the land or whatever, you could do that. It's just that you don't have a team of people
enforce it,
who's doing that for you and then to enforce it. Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So we have to allow the language to be our protection. Now they can't argue with that, because the thing about it, all I'm doing is speaking the truth.
Yeah.
And now if you don't see that as truth, then you're illiterate or you're stupid and you shouldn't be in the job that you're in.
Right.
And you can turn that on them straight away. Because they are. If you, as I said, if you take 50 to 100 English teachers, whatever level they're in, and you put that forward to them as a capital letter word, it will not be grammatically correct. So no one could argue with that. Now, if that bailiff at the door wants to argue with you, he's getting locked up and put in a straitjacket.
It's funny because I was just listening to Craig just now, you know, and he was talking about the courts.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, you know, we all know that the administration courts are not real courts.
Yeah.
And at the minute that we turn up in the administration courts, we've given them contracts, so we've made them into real.
Sure.
And that if you ever get pulled by police or arrested by police, you could actually have them because you're going to evidence the fact that you're not the person. You're not the person. You see, with us now, we'd say, well, we're the limited company. You can't arrest me.
No,
so we'd have them for tort, and I can't remember the other thing he said.
No, but stop. But yes, they are stopping the person, because remember, a company is a person. It's just that, remember, you've got to be aware, which we have looked at, of what definition of the person are you using. So when they say, yes, are you the person driving the car? You say, yes, I'm the private.
Oh, right.
You see, because they're looking for a person, and a person is a company, whether it's implied or expressed, it doesn't matter. It's still a company. So you have to let them know that they're dealing with a private company. So I'm in the private. I'm not doing contracts today. Sorry. They understand that. Because remember, they're under United Kingdom, which is their office. If you're private, that means you're not incumbent to that office. So there is nothing to do with you. That's how you just back them off straight away. You say, listen, I'm in the private, so I'm not in your jurisdiction.
Yeah. Okay.
You're never in their jurisdiction, because their jurisdiction, remember, them police and women and men and women, they're all at work. They're in a job. You're not when you're walking around in the street doing your shopping. You're not at work. You're never at work. And you're never a company. You're a woman or a man. But when the police stop men and women, they're not stopping men and women. They're stopping the implied companies.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
that's what the young people are not seeing yet. They will see it. Because the thing about it, the question I would say to all the parents is start going and talking to the heads of the schools and say, listen, how come you're not teaching my kids about acronyms?
Yeah, they just say it's not part of their curriculum. That's all they'll say.
Yeah.
That's part of our curriculum.
That's cool. So when they say, when they say pay the bill at the end of the year and they're writing to you in capital letters and you bust it on them, yeah, all right, who you looking for? That's where all these debts for the students. The students can write off their debt straight away by saying, well, hold up a minute, I'm not the implied company. Done. You're looking for the implied company. This is a limited company. Sorry. Who are you looking for? Who's the director of that company? You need to go and look for them.
Thing is, though, I mean, I've come across something this week about the 3 acts that confirm that you agree joinder. And the 3 acts after the age of 18 are something like applying for anything like a driving license or a passport or putting in a tax return. You do something like that 3 times.
Sure.
And that is deemed join. Sure. And until you exit that position, you cannot claim legitimately.
But if you wasn't given full disclosure in the first place, then it's null and void.
Yeah.
And they never told you in the first place that the language they was writing your name was an English acronym or sign language. No, they never told you that.
Fair dues.
Null and void. That's what I'm saying. Anything is null and void. Anything, because your name, wherever it appears in capital letters, is a company implied unless you don't own it, and it's limited because there can only be one with that name. Yeah. Companies House won't register 2 companies with the same name. Yeah. Now, if the bailiff man comes to your door and he's got your name written in capital letters, that means it's a company, or it's an acronym, or it's sign language, or it's legalese. Which one are you choosing it to be? Because the company, you can't choose it to be a company because the company's already taken. Here's the title deed. So now you've only got 3 choices. Now you've got English, you've got sign language, or you've got legalese. I've just destroyed it being a company because I own the company, so you can't write that name. Destroy them all day long with the same thing, all day long, destroyed. Remember, you can't take facts into the court of law. So once you're writing your letter of facts, and even if it's just to ask them, what language are you actually writing the name in? Are you using English as an acronym? Are you using sign language in finger spelling? Which language? Just that one question. Give them 2 choices. Let them respond to that. Once the judge sees that, he'll burn it. He'll burn the whole thing. You won't hear from them again. The problem is, if the solicitors and lawyers, I'm not blaming them, but this is just a theory of mine. If the solicitors and lawyers are the ones who's drawing up the documents and they know what language they're using, whether it's legalese, whatever, if they're drawing up the documents for the companies and the companies don't know what the solicitors are doing, the company has all their right to stand in their power and fight you because they don't know what the hell's going on. That's why I'm saying to you, write to the company and let them know what's going on. Write to them and say to them, why do you keep writing this name in all capital letters if you don't have a contract with the limited company? Caroline's already done it. She wrote to one of the companies. They wrote back to her and said, no, we don't have a contract with the limited company. But we're still looking for the woman, written in uppercase and lowercase. How stupid are they? The woman is writing to them as a limited company and they say, no, we're not looking for you. Stupid. Mm. They're looking for the name, what's written in capital letters, but because they don't, they're stumped. Because that's gone. You've claimed it, locked it away under the shed. Yeah. No one's finding that. Yeah. Unless they go on Companies House. Now, if they go on Companies House, they'll see that it's a company. Now, where's their real contract with the two party signs and the two witnesses under them parties? None. How's that going to stand up in the court of law? It ain't. It's not going to stand up. Sorry. The judge is going to be on your side because he's getting paid. Mm. That's all the judge is there for, to get paid. So if he knows that you're better than them, which you will be, the judge is on your side and he'll tell them to shut up and take out their checkbook. Because the judge doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's all. He wants to keep his dignity. If you go in there and you're honorable, if you choose to go in there, be honorable. You're just showing that you know truth. That's what the Bible's there for. For truth. Show them that you know truth. And you ain't being deceived by the demons or the evil or the negative. That's all. But like, it's the same thing over and over again, and hopefully the more and more we speak about it, the more and more it just sits with you. Yeah. Because all I'm doing is talking the truth. I'm just talking the same thing over and over again, repeating myself, but I don't mind doing that. Because it's my truth. And that's all I can speak. I can only speak my truth. If I see you come to me with a problem, I'm going to tell you what my truth is. That's me. Done. You want to argue with that? Cool. That's up to you. You turn yourself mad. Because I'm telling you, if I bring the 50 teachers, English teachers, they're going to make you look stupid. And I'll have them tie you up in a straitjacket. Because you must be taking drugs. Because if you don't understand the language that you're actually living in the own country, I was born here. My skin might be different from yours, but I was born here. I have nowhere else to go. Mm. So I'm only learning what I've been taught. We wasn't really taught too much grammar in school because they took it out. Yeah. Now I'm a man. Well, hopefully. A big baby boy, really. Yeah. Now I'm grown and I've got a bit more knowledge in my head and I'm doing a lot of reading. Hey. And I study them guys like everybody else. As you know, my same story again, you know. I love the John Harrises. I love the Romley Stewarts. I love the Kurt Kallenbach, Dean Cliffords, Jordan Maxwell, Anthony J. Hilda. Loads of them. Bill Turner. Bill Turner's brilliant. Yeah. You know, Bill Turner before I was a troll. because I was asking the questions what he didn't know about.
Oh.
So he thought I was a troll.
Damn.
But he didn't know. And he's still spitting the same thing over and over. There's a guy, Lundlove, Lundlove,
Yeah.
Lundlove, and he's doing a lot of Bill Turner stuff.
That's right.
You see? And I'm saying to them guys, look, man, I'm writing little comments on their videos. I'm saying, look, guys, come on, man. Wake up. Come on, man. Teach me something new. And then their audience is saying, well, come on, tell us. And I am telling you, do you know what I mean? I've done the videos, man. I've done Switching Perceptions 1 and 2. Yeah. Now I'm writing a hip hop track and I've just recorded the vocals and I'm doing a music video. You know, I'm doing short films. I'm bringing that all into my stuff. I'm just trying to show you from every angle I can show you, like it was the TV you was watching in your sitting room. But this is showing you the truth. That's it. That's up to people if they want to take that on board for themselves. I can't live your life for you. I can only stand beside you and say, look, this is the knowledge I know. Please look over it and don't let the fear get you down.
You're right. It's a process of deprogramming, isn't it? And like you say, it's repetition. It sinks in eventually.
Of course.
It's the hardest one because it's so elegantly designed, isn't it?
It's very, very clever. Very, 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 very clever. I take my hat off to them and I hand it to them.
Yeah.
I hand it to them. I seriously do.
Yeah.
Because for 50 years, man, I've been deceived.
Yeah.
Well, for 45. 45. Yeah, man. And it's only now, it's just like, all right, yeah. I don't get any letters no more. And if I do, like I took a picture of the letter I got the other day. They're writing your name and they change the letters in your name. It's crazy. Send it back, man. Send it back. And that thing there, just that one letter there, that shows us the legal name that they're writing to. You see, that's the thing. Now it's up to us, really. It's up to us. It's everybody. It's in your own hands, man. It's in your own hands. If you wanna go into that realm of thought by being fearful and allowing the fear to take over, you know, one thought like that can do it, man. Seriously. So if that fear creeps in, you just say, well, hold up a minute. No, I understand the language. This is wrong. Yeah. So who's got problems now? Laurie, how you doing, girl? You still there? Anyone come asking for your company? I think everybody just press record and run off, Leslie, and I think it's just me.
No. So what is Fabian on?
Fabes is there. Fabes is fabulicious.
Yes, fabulicious.
I think he's probably cooking.
He's probably cooking.
Yeah, as usual. There's usually just the clang, the dishes and the things, everything.
Man, I'm frightened to talk, man, because it's gonna lock off me. I tried to talk twice now, and it locked off on me.
Okay, you talk.
Because I'm moving about, innit?
You talk. Me and Leslie are type.
Oh, is someone taking the minutes?
No, I'm joking, man.
Oh dear. But yeah, man, it's just been a bit crazy out here now. So with I know I'm gonna cover off the subject a little bit, but with the stuff and the passports, has anyone got any information on that?
Caroline had a really good thing, what she was talking about, if she's still there.
Yeah, I've just come back.
Brilliant.
A friend of mine is in Dubai and he's been traveling quite a lot backwards and forwards. And I said to somebody, well, I don't understand. How is he traveling? Huh?
I think he was going to say on a normal passport.
Yeah, on a normal passport. But because he's out there doing business, he's into computers and stuff. And I think they've invited him out there. He's going backwards and forwards, no injection, no nothing. He's not had to take it.
There you go.
So I'm going to find out when he gets back, you know, what it is. But
all right.
You may have to do the PCB test or whatever, that one that you have to do. So you may have to do that one. But I've got another friend. When I mentioned it to him, he said immediately, yeah, but he's doing business. If you're doing business, you don't need to take the test. And this friend of mine, he's in Stamford Hill with all the Jewish people. And we all know the Jewish people know it, what's happening, because they learn it from the age of 18, I think it is, or something. So I'm going to meet up with him, my training day on Tuesday, and find out some more information, because it seems to be, because he also said to me, you're not allowed to talk about these things. And the fact that he said that to me tells me that he knows a lot more than he's letting off.
The thing about it, what can I just interject there a second? Because what you said was really, now, what made me think when you said that about when you're traveling under a business, remember when we had, I think it was Aaron was on, and he showed us the world passport.
Yeah.
Right. Now you can see what I'm talking about and what Caroline just said. With Aaron, they would have to search the whole world to try and find him if he had done anything wrong. Now, with the guy, what Caroline's talking about, he's working for the company, so they can go straight to the company and find him. That's it. If it's your company, they can come straight to your company and find you. That's it. They don't have to search the world. So you're giving them that safe business because you're not at threat. Remember, they see everything as war. So you're not a threat. So if you're saying this is a limited company, this is where we reside, blah, 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 I'm traveling on business, blah, 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 etc. If you need to find me, check that address. I'm there. You're safe. That's like a safe letter of conduct. That's what's happening there. Sorry to cut in, but you're not a threat because everything is on the sea. You're still a business. So remember, China had the thing or whatever, so they say. Yeah. Now the thing about it, that is war, basically. That's a threat. So if you're over there and you're a resident of China and born in China, for example, remember, you're an implied company for China. So you're just another company coming over doing the work for China because you hold a Chinese passport and a Chinese birth certificate. So you're a threat. That's war. When the UK, you got a UK passport, you're saying to everybody, look, blah, 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 I'm in the UK, I come under UK rule. The UK is not at war with anyone. So I'm traveling as one of their subjects. If you're not at war with anyone and you travel as the business, then they can come straight to find you. And that's all they care about. If you're a threat,
I spoke to my friend, all right, sorry. I spoke to, Mr. The millionaire guy, yeah, right? Before he went off to Canada or St. Lucia or wherever. And I asked him about the business passport. I go, so you're able to travel everywhere you're going because you're doing business? He said, yes. I go, I've got a limited company with the business. He said, yes. I go, I can get a passport for that business. He said, no. I said, why? He goes, because the capacity is not there. And I didn't understand what he meant by that. When he's talking about the capacity, is it because the company's not trading, or is it because it doesn't have enough assets, or
the company's just
what does he mean by capacity?
The capacity.
I know it's just a piece of paper.
Well, there you go. That's the capacity. That's how.
Right, okay, then,
that's how the government and everybody sees you, just as a piece of paper. That's it. That's all you are. That's what Hitler did with the Jews. They wrote the 6-digit number, what was on the birth certificate, on their arm. So that paperwork, they kept the paperwork but deleted the body.
Yeah. That's why they became so rich, and that's why England went to war with them.
There you go. But England,
everyone thinks it's the other way around, but it's not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But England is them. Because the Queen is German.
I know, because they're cousins, isn't it? Yeah.
The Queen is German and Prince, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's all a melting pot. As long as you take yourself out of it, then you don't need to worry about it. It's nothing to do with you. Let them play their little game if they want to play their game. Cool. Remember, they're playing a game on England. You can play your game on England. The game they play on England is United Kingdom because they join forces with different countries and they make a corporation or an organization called United Kingdom. And they say, right, everybody in the United Kingdom is going to be joined together. We're going to be living as one happy family. Here, everybody's going to hold our passport under this office. You might as well play a game of Monopoly. Because that's all it is. That's all it is. You're just another business to them. Implied company all the way until you take yourself back. That's it. You're always going to be under their rule, because how can they argue with a name that's already taken as a limited company? As I said, if the guy comes to the door and he's got your name written in all capital letters, you're asking him, is he illiterate? Are you stupid? Because you can't write that in English. That's an acronym. Let me go inside and call the people, make them bring the straitjacket for you. Seriously, because the thing about it, you're allowing it and allowing it to be seen as normal. It's not. That's madness. If you're looking at a word and it's capital letters, no, but this is what I'm saying, and they're making you see that, and be that, because you're not challenging it and you're not addressing it yourself. I challenge it.
Well, we are doing that now, though.
No, but this is what I'm saying to you. You have to address it for yourself, because it's you that has to take yourself out of that. Remember, you've got to let them know, because as I said, they will, as I said to Caroline and some of the other guys as well, is when you buy yourself, the reason that the debts from the HMRC and all that lot just disappear is because the HMRC let them know that you was now there's now a limited company and there's no contracts. The government, no part of the government whatsoever will have a contract with that limited company. They know that. But all the other companies out there, like the bailiff companies, like the council, like the courts, like this, like that, whatever, who are not established with them, they're not going to know that you're a limited company. So they're going to keep sending you letters and coming to your door. Until you let them know what's going on. You don't even have to let them know what you're a limited company, because if they do come to the door, you just say who you're looking for. And you show them at the door there and then. And if they don't go away, I'm going to call the police for me. It's just like you have to look at everything now. It's just like a scammer artist is at your door. It's a scam. Everything is a scam. And you know the truth, and you're not going to let them get away with the scam. That's it. It's a scam. Your driving license, it's a scam. Your passport, it's a scam.
I was telling you the other day that a friend of mine got arrested and is on tag and had to go to court. Now, how could they have got around that situation? How could they have, because I'm not really sure what, actually I'm not really sure what it's about, but it was something and nothing. It wasn't a major crime that they're on tag. Now, they could have gone in there and said that they were representing that person.
The thing about it, if any crime has actually been committed, if there's any harm, loss or injury that's been committed with any crime, then yes, they can probably go under the law of common law, because they're being harm, loss or injury to another person or another man or woman. If they haven't committed a crime and it isn't to anyone, and it's in the legal side of things, where it's like parking ticket or double runaway.
There was no crime, injury or loss. There was nothing like that.
So it's in the legal side then. Right. So if it's in the legal side, they can only do that to the implied company.
Right. So if they're limited company, they actually can't arrest them or do anything to them.
No, because he owns the limited company that they're looking for. They're looking for a company, but because he owns
a company. But then he's got a limited company. So as he's got but is it too late now, retrospectively, because he's already been he's bagged up and he's got a tag on and everything? Is it too late now for him to go back and say, well, hold on, I own this person. I'm in charge of this name.
This is the thing. It's so new that we haven't tried any of these things. So this is what I'm saying. If we are people getting ourselves into them positions, it's the best thing we can try to do now. Because if we're bringing this out, if they don't abide by what the guy's saying, for example, that guy can go to the press. And he can go to the press and bring it out and say, well, hold up a minute. Why are you locking me up and putting a tag on me for an implied company?
Ah.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because he already owns his name.
Right. The thing about it, the reason why things ain't happening because there's not enough exposure.
Yeah.
If there was more exposure, people would talk about this and then people will start using it like everybody's. Look at the video you sent me the other day with all them kids at the train station. If they didn't know little bits of the information that these big people, us big people are talking about, they wouldn't be able to say that. But so now all this information we're speaking about now, if they was talking it out there, that would be a different, because now they will understand that, okay, if as long as they don't cause harm, loss or injury to another man or a woman, they're cool.
Right.
I think life would be a lot much easier.
Right.
I don't think anybody would want to go and cause loss, harm or injury.
Yeah.
Because everything will be easier.
And my understanding, there was no loss, injury or anything like that was caused.
So that's what I'm saying. So they're going after a victimless crime.
Yeah.
It's a victimless crime. So what you're putting there, he's under a crime of a presumption.
Yeah.
He's doing crime for a presumption.
Or he could be doing time as well for a presumption.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But if you don't bring it, if you're not the individual and you don't bring it up yourself and you bring it up and you say, right, hold up, wait a minute, you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Because this is why you can't be doing this.
Mm.
Who is it you've actually, what language are you actually using when you're writing my name down in all capital letters? What language are you using?
But retrospectively now, it's already done. So do you think that it's now too late to do anything about it? Or do you think that there's still going to be some...
The thing about it, you can still do it. Because then it's for the scenario. Okay, if they charge him or whatever, then they can probably tap into his account, a state account, and take the money they want, what's going to see him through for the next 5 years if he went inside, for example.
Well, they can't because he owns the estate.
No, but what estate? Has he got the limited company? Is he the limited company?
Yeah.
So he bought the limited company already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he should be chucking that in all day, because they can only write his name in capital letters.
Right. Okay.
If he hasn't committed a crime to any man, woman or child.
If he hasn't done harm, injury or loss.
Well, there you go. So who's the crime against? There's no victim. The victim is a system. The victim is another company or organization. So who are they going to get the money off for that? Because in contract law, as we know, an organization, a company can only do business with another company or organization, same kind, meeting of the minds.
Well, let me get this right. So what they're going to try and do then is that they're going to try and get money from the implied company.
Yes.
But he owns the implied company.
He owns the limited company. He
limited company, yeah. So how are they going to? So surely.
No, but that's what I'm just saying. That's what I just said. If they get him before, or if they get him as an implied company, they can try and get whatever they want or need before they do whatever they need to do. Because he's done and he bought the limited company. Did he buy the limited company after?
He bought the... I don't know. I'll have to ask my friend to.
You see, if they got him before he bought himself, then they've probably got him under the bit similar to Val.
Yeah.
Because everything's happened before, but she bought herself. But at the same time, still she's gone, and they've got her under her depot name. They haven't got under a birth certificate name. You see, but with him, he's like, well, if they'd done the deal with him before and he agreed to be the implied company, which he didn't know before.
He might have done.
If they've done the deal with that, if they then tapped into his estate and taken the money out for the next 5 years as a big chunk, you see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Now that he's bought himself, they won't be able to get money out. But they wouldn't be going in there because they've already got it.
Yeah, they may have already got it. because they might have charged him before but not sentenced him until after. So the fact that he was charged before, they've already got the money, right?
This is it. But that's the thing about it. If they've charged him and they've already got the money, then you know likely that if they'll probably will sentence him because they've already taken that money to hire the
venue and everything.
Yeah, the space, whatever.
Caroline.
Yeah.
Was it an administrative court that he went through?
Yes, that's a good point.
So he would have had to sign something that meant that he consented to what was happening. Yeah, and he would have done that probably as the implied limited company.
Yeah.
Sorry, as the implied company.
The implied.
Well, it's a friend of my friend. It's a friend of my friend Mary, so I could ask her, Mary, if you can hear me.
Who's that, Mary? Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe when she comes on.
She was on, but
yeah, she's kind of in and out.
In and out.
But if you're saying he's got a tag on, he's already signed a contract to say that he agrees with what happened in that court.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that, Mary?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Who's
Hello.
that?
It's Jerome.
Oh, hi, Jerome. You might know. You might be able to help. The friend of yours that has got the tag on. Did he have to sign something beforehand? Before he obviously went to magistrate's court, right?
Yeah, I went to magistrate's court as well.
Did he sign something? You have to sign a bit of paper to agree to be in tax.
No, I don't remember signing the paper before. I didn't sign when I went to court. I didn't sign anything.
Right.
Maybe when they came to put the tag on, did they sign? I don't think I signed. I don't think anything was signed when they put the tag on either. No.
And did you buy yourself before case or after?
Say that again.
When did you buy yourself? Before the case came up or after?
1 second. I can't even hear you. Say that one more time, Caroline.
When did you buy yourself? Was it before or was it after?
It was after.
Oh, that's what.
Or during.
The thing about it, did you give them? Did you said your name to them? You told them your name.
That's I think where the problem started.
Yeah, that's all you need. As long as you say your name, they've got your name. That's it. That's all.
Exactly.
That's little thing like that. You see how small it is. It's tiny like that.
Exactly that. So that's what Caroline was saying to me. Once you 1 second, baby. Once you've given them your name, you've kind of agreed to their terms and conditions, basically. But you know how they do it. It's a loophole. You don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah. If they ever ask your name, you can tell them your first name. Mm-hmm. And if they ask you your surname, tell them your middle name.
Okay, that's how it's supposed to work.
You only tell them your
They will look it up. They will go and look it up, and they'll say, "Well, hold on, there is no," because I've done that before. I've given them. They said, "Is that your name? Is that your surname?" I said, "That's my name." They said, "Well, we can't find you."
Well, there you go.
No, you don't want your name, your address, anything like that.
That's private. The thing about it, if they ask you for your name, you tell them the first name. If they ask for your surname, you tell them that's private.
Got you.
You don't give out the legal name. That's a legal name. A legal name will turn you into a legal entity as soon as you say your surname.
Got you. What about your date of birth and your address?
They don't need that information.
Private as well.
Private.
Got you. Okay, we're game.
The thing about it, you're not encumbered to their office.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a limited company, you are your own office. You're not encumbered to the United Kingdom's office. They work for United Kingdom.
Got you.
You're not in United Kingdom. Your company is in United Kingdom, but your company is not trading.
Understood.
So you're not doing contracts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So it's like you can get stopped at any time now, any time in the future. You know, actually, there is Rice versus Connolly, and there's another one where you don't actually have to give your details. I can't remember what the other.
When I get stopped, like this is I think this is where it got a bit shaky for me, because when I get stopped, I never ever give my details. I just say I'm not obliged or.
No, don't tell them. No, don't tell them that. What you tell them, right?
No.
You say to them, "Okay, I'm happy to give you my details."
Okay.
But if I give you my details, what language you're gonna write it down in?
Understood.
Because if you write it down in capital letters, you can. That's I can only see that as English language, and that is the acronym. So what does it stand for? The acronym, because I'm going to ask you that in court.
Got you.
At that point, they're going to think you're crazy anyway, so no different.
Hello?
But the thing about it as well, what you can also do as well, if they ask you your name, you just tell them your company number. Memorize your company number.
And tell them my company number.
Just because if you ask them for the name, they're giving you their number. So you give them your number.
Understood. Got you.
They can go and look that up if they want. Once they go and look it up and they see that it's a limited company, they will leave you alone.
Got you. Yeah, that sounds like a good shout. That sounds like a good shout. I've had a few run-ins. Even there's been a time where I've gone past the red light. They've turned around and they've stopped me, and I've just said to them that I'm not obliged to give you any details. And they've kind of I said the car's not stolen.
Yeah.
You can do your checks and let me go. They've kind of just done their checks and just let me go.
Yeah.
So it's happened. So I've done it.
Is that since you bought your name or before?
That was way before. I've done that many times before. Loads of times, and they just leave me alone. Yeah. They just think, oh, this guy kind of knows too much, whatever.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. If they see that you know what you know and you know knowledge, they're not going to challenge you.
Exactly.
Because remember, they're using arbitrary power against you in the first place.
Exactly.
So they don't have that permission to use that power.
Exactly.
So if you catch them off guard and they want to take you into court, yeah, go to court. Tell them, yeah, I'm here to represent that company. Who am I up against?
That's what it is. It's just about calling their bluff. Like
that's it.
They might threaten to arrest you, but they can't.
Of course.
So once you call their bluff, they're kind of like, oh, you know what, he knows, just leave him alone.
There's no victim to the crime. Ask them, who's the victim to the crime? Bring the victim. Bring them in front of me in face right now and make them point in my face.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's it. Bring the victim right now, because there has to be a victim for there to be a crime done.
That's exactly it. And I think where I skipped is that I know how to deal with them on the road when I'm on the road, but when I've gone into court, that's a different realm now.
You never go to court. Any letters you get, you just send them back.
Send them back.
Because the thing about it, they're writing your name in capital letters.
Got you.
So once they're writing your name in capital letters, if you're agreeing to be in that implied company, because the capital letter, there's only 4 ways you can see. There's only 2 languages. One is English, one is sign language.
Understood.
So you ask them what language you're using first. Let's establish that. If you're using English, then it can only be an acronym within the whole entire English language. So what does it mean?
Understood.
Game over.
Okay, got you. Acronym.
Because an acronym has to be a universal thing. If I said to you, what does the word PIN stand for when you see it in capital letters? You'd say personal identification number.
Got you. PIN, personal identification. Got you.
If I say to you bog off, it would be buy one, get one free.
Understood.
But if I say to you, a man went AWOL, what would you say to me?
He went mad.
He went out absent without leave.
Oh, absent without leave.
You know that one, innit?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know that AWOL is a word made up from the initial letters from other words.
Yeah.
Now, what's the word that your name was made out of? If you're writing the name in capital letters, and that can only appear in the English language.
You know.
No, but that's the question you're asking them.
Okay, so that's what I need to learn.
And then the same response you just said, I don't know, is the same response you're going to get from them.
Got you. And that's where they...
The thing about it, you have to make them seem, you have to prove to them that they're illiterate. Once you prove to them that they're illiterate, they have no standing in the position in the work they're working in.
Got you.
Because if you can't even
that makes a lot of sense.
If you can't even understand the Queen's English, you're a madman.
Yeah. Got you.
In their eyes, anyway.
Got you. Yeah, man, we're ready to go.
The thing is, we know that they're gonna look at us as bad people. They're gonna try and make us like we need to be sectioned. We kind of understand that, but I think we just have to be calm with it and say.
You talk to them. You agree. You agree. Agree with everything. Okay, let's do a role play. Jay, me and you do a role play, yeah?
Yeah.
You're a policeman. You're coming to ask my name. You're a policeman, and you're coming to ask my name.
Yeah. How are you doing, sir? Just stopping you on section blah blah blah. Can we take your name?
I'm happy to give you my name, but can I ask you a question?
Of course.
If I give you my name and I tell you my name, you're gonna write my name down in capital letters because you was taught to do that, because that's your job. True?
Okay. Okay, yes.
Now, if you do that, do you understand what language you're doing that in?
I'm doing it in written English.
Okay, so you're going to write my name down in capital letters in English.
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy to give you my name. Now, in English, it can only be seen as an acronym. Now, what does each letter stand for if I give you my name and I'm not giving you the acronym?
Well, I don't really understand that, so I just want to get your details today. Yeah.
So who's doing business?
Excuse me?
Who's doing the business?
I don't know.
You work for the Metropolitan Police Company.
Correct.
You work for a business.
Correct.
So you're doing contracts for a business.
No, we're not doing business here. We're just trying to.
But you're going to write my name down in capital letters. And if you write my name down in capital letters, that means you're writing down a company name.
Okay, well, this is how we do our proceedings, and I need your name today, so we will force arrest on you.
Okay, it's 0062004.
That doesn't sound like much of a name to me.
Well, that's the limited company, because you're going to write my name down as a company name, so I'm going to give you the limited company number.
Okay.
You could go and type that number into your computer, and that will give you the name. That will give you my name.
Okay.
And then when they tap that in, they see the limited company, they know that the Metropolitan Police is trying to do business with an implied company.
Understood.
And you're not doing contracts today. I'm not doing contracts today, sorry.
Understood.
You talk to them. You agree to give them your name, but you give them an understanding. Before I give you my name, let me just tell you this. Because if anything happens from this and I've given you my name and we go into court and my name appears anywhere else, I'm going to be bringing this up in court. And I hope you can understand that an acronym or sign language, they're the only two languages you had to choose from.
Sign language.
And you chose English.
Okay.
Because you chose English, it can only be an acronym within the whole entire English language.
Okay. So when they're writing, it's supposed to be in an acronym.
Well, when you're writing it, they write it as a company, because all companies are written in capital letters.
Got you.
But that's an implied company, because they don't write limited or LLP or PLC at the end of it.
Got you.
They just leave.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Well, are they writing in legalese? Because they're part of the law.
Right. Yes, they are writing in legalese, but that's not your language.
Right.
That's the law. That's the Law Society's language.
Okay.
Your birth certificate puts you in the Law Society, so it is your language. Because you haven't taken yourself out of that office. United Kingdom is the office. They have that language of the legal system. That's why they can write in the capital letters and call it legalese. But you're not in the Law Society. You're an English person. So you're saying, I can only see this as English, but I know if it's written in capitals, there can only be two languages, English or sign language. And that's in all the books. Legalese isn't in any book to say that it's a language.
I think the other thing that you said, which was quite good, which Jay needs to know, is that if they insist on getting your number, your name, then he needs to write it down in uppercase, lowercase, because when they transpose it in uppercase,
there you go.
Then he can say, well, that's not how I gave it to you. That's not the name I gave you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Jay?
I think
he probably can't hear me. He's in the park, I think.
Probably in the park. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, you can do that. That's the
1 second. I had you guys on mute.
Yeah, did that make sense, what I just said then? If you write it down...
Say it one more time.
So basically, if they do ask you your name, then you have to write it down. You write it down in uppercase, lowercase. They're going to try and insist on you writing it in capitals. You write it in uppercase, lowercase. You said to get a photo, is that right, Carl? Or get your camera and take a picture of how you've written it down. Because if they transpose it into capitals, that's not what you gave them.
Now you understand what's called a conversion. They've just done the conversion.
They forged it.
What you?
Yeah.
Conversion. Yeah.
That's the conversion. They convert it. So you never say your name. You always write it down. Write it down in uppercase and lowercase. And if you're filming it or you take a picture of it, filming it, give it to them and say, all right, that's my name or whatever. You show them. You keep a piece of paper. You gave them that piece of paper. You didn't say your name, because if you say your name, they can write it down in any way they want.
Got it.
Remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. So if you write it down, that's the first evidence of it. They can't switch it.
Yeah, got you.
What you do, you get yourself some business card printed up with your name on it, uppercase, lowercase. Give them a business card.
Why would it be uppercase, lowercase? Wouldn't it be in uppercase with the limited?
No. Yeah, if you're going to be the limited company, well, we've got our own ID cards for that. But if you have business cards and you ain't bought yourself, you can get uppercase, lowercase business cards.
Right.
And so if any police come and stop any general public person, they can say, yeah, this is my name. Because you're giving them your business card, you're not saying the name. Once you say the name, they can write it down in capitals. If you give them a business card, they can only go off what you gave them.
Sweet. I'm going to get that done today.
Just to touch on that, on the ID business card, we still need to sort that out, don't we?
Yeah, we're still sorting that out.
Some people, I still haven't got my business.
Yeah, you bought the machine over.
I want to, yeah.
What's up, bro? Yeah, you bought.
I know, but I did one for Val, but you said that the information that you wanted to put on there isn't the same information that I put on Val. So you said you wanted to, obviously. Put a kind of version of what she had down, but more
yeah, no, that's cool,
acceptable.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Once because she's locked up now. I thought I didn't know about the machine and stuff, so I thought, well, if you know about the machine and stuff, yeah, when you come around one time, we can just, I mean, I can design up your world. We can print it out a couple of times if you now remember how to make the machine and stuff.
Can you be a bit more discreet, Carl? She's locked up now.
Sorry. But she is, man. I truth be talk, man. I truth be talk.
I know. Okay.
Sorry. It's a man thing.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you come around, Nick, then we can sit down and go over the machine and have a look at the machine, and then we can.
Have you got the machine?
Yeah, I've got the machine.
Yeah, we've got the machine. I left it at Carl's house.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do, because I've actually got the template size and everything on a USB.
Right.
Good. So we can.
So that whatever we put in there will come out to the spec that we want.
So he doesn't understand. It doesn't know.
No, but don't. Yeah, but that's.
He doesn't know what we're doing.
Yeah,
but that's a later.
Cards made up.
Yeah, but that's a later thing. That's a later thing, Nick. But for now, for Jay, I mean, I would just say again, as I said, just print out your name on a piece of paper.
But I'm definitely going to just do that.
Just get your printer and just design up a little card for yourself and just print your name out. And then anytime you just cut them up and chop them up into small sizes. Anytime you go anywhere, policeman want to stop you and talk to you, just give them that.
So do you give them the number?
And that's what in upper and lowercase.
Yeah, just normal. Or you can put it in all lowercase if you want.
But what about?
What you?
Yeah, but what about giving his limited? I mean,
no, but that's what I'm saying. What he can do, he can put the whole limited across the top, and then put underneath. He can just put his first name or his Christian name.
Okay.
The same thing we've done on the card.
Yeah.
If he hasn't got a card, we can do him a card. But if he hasn't got a card, he can just put the two names. He can put his company name, and then underneath that, you just put your Christian name, which is the creditor.
Oh, okay. Yes, I get you.
You're the creditor of the company.
Do you understand that, Jay?
Yeah, I understand that. I got you.
So you can put your name, your John Henry Doe Limited, in all capitals at the top, and then underneath you just put John Henry in all lowercase or uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah.
Don't put your surname. Don't put your surname. Don't put your surname with your Christian name. Leave that separate.
So that means that if they were ever to take that piece of paper from him, they can only write it the way he's got it, which is either uppercase with a limited or lowercase without a surname.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense, Joe?
Because that's what you've given them.
Yeah, got you.
If you ever go into court, you say, well, that's the first piece of information I gave to you.
Yeah.
That's it. So how did it become that I'm an implied company in the courtroom?
Yeah. Because you didn't give them that information. Very good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got you.
But the second thing is as well is that we all know that magistrates and crown courts are illegal. So that's another piece of law that needs to be looked up or looked into, that he shouldn't even be in the court because it's not under the crown.
Well, that's it. No, but this is what I'm saying. Magistrates and all them lot, civil court, criminal court, civil, it's all made for implied companies.
Yeah.
There are hardly any common law courts. Just Queen's Bench and Chancery.
Chancery, yeah.
See, so
if there's no jury, it's not a court. If there's no jury there.
There you go. So.
But yet we still keep walking into them, don't we? Unfortunately.
No, but it's only if you want to go in there and represent your limited company now. That's it.
Okay.
Got you.
It's the same thing what that guy did on the radio show where he went into the court and the judge asked him, John Henry Doe here. He said, yes, I'm here to represent that.
Yeah.
So he said, who are you? He said, I'm the owner. The clerk flipped round and says, no, he's the administrator. He gives the clerk the document. The document gives it to the judge. The judge opens it, sees the limited company, lets the man go.
Lets the man go.
Because he knows there's no contract with the plaintiff. The plaintiff doesn't have a contract with the man because the man's got a limited company, but the plaintiff has a contract with the implied company. But there's no one in office at the implied company that's directing that company. It's a ghost. How you doing? He's chatting elsewhere. I thought you wanted to talk to each other, and that's all.
I think he does want to talk to us. He's got something important to talk about, but he's obviously doing other things. Ashley, how you? All right, okay. I think you said 1 second.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry, I'm on. Sorry, guys.
No, that's cool.
No. Sorry, I was like I was on the phone and listening to this at the same time.
Carry on. All right. Yeah, sorry.
Oh God, did I hear all that?
No. I'll call you straight back. Sorry, my apologies, everyone. Sorry.
No, that was on mute. So I mean, like, we didn't know if you couldn't hear us either.
Right. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, Caroline wanted to speak with Ash.
Oh no, we've spoken, but I know there was something that you were going to talk to us about, Ashley. Forgot what it was, mind you, but there's a few.
Oh right, yeah, it was in regards to what was it? What I was looking into. It's mainly on trusts.
Yeah.
And the thing what Carl was bringing in regards to anagrams, your names, etc., registering yourself as a company, and how much of a beneficial and equitable interest it has upon us all to exercise those rights as within companies or as individuals. So as an example, I was saying to Caroline earlier, what was we talking about? The DVLA and number plates. Now she explained to me about people within the group are going to remove the number plates and put their own onto the cars, right? I said, yeah, that's fine, Caroline. I said, but let's look at it in a trust relationship, like in trust and equity. I said, if we were just to take the number plates off the vehicle itself, at the moment it's still registered within the DVLA. So even though they're the settler, and we may be classed as beneficiaries or trustees, depending on the position that we hold. If we were just to take off, going back to taking off the number plates, if we were to take them off, technically we're still part of that trust, unless we, like you say, deregister it from the DVLA, or is it there I forgot what you do to deregister the car. There's a process that you've got to do. And then you make some sort of declaration of you've obtained that, let's say, the special purpose vehicle being the vehicle itself. For you then to put your own declaration of your own terms and conditions, to put your own number plate on the car, to operate within the company. That's how I'm looking at it, because at the moment, taking the number plates off and just putting your ones on and giving notice to the DVLA, I still feel there's some sort of the DVLA will still feel they'll have a beneficial interest within you to come for you. I look at it like that way, so I'm trying to come away from it from a trust relationship and exercise our rights as individuals via companies, what Carl's taught us, and then claim that and then exercise it traveling on the road without having a driving license, etc., and looking into other methods. But I'm just at the moment I'm looking into it more to try and bring it to the group's attention. So once I find that information, I will bring it to everyone's head. So
yeah, that'd be great. Because you can, if you're right, because if you take the plate off the car, they can look at the sachet number on the car and connect it that way as well. So yeah, there has to be
this is why it's really important to write beforehand, before you start doing anything and changing plates or anything. Write beforehand and let them know you want the manufacturing certificate of origin.
Yeah,
because that's your property. You're returning their property, which is you're making it sawn. You're returning their V5 or whatever. You're returning their property. Now they need to return your property. So if you ask them for the manufacturing certificate of origin, you've asked them for the original manufacturing document in the first place, like the title deed. So because you've already done that and you've sent that to them in a letter and you've asked them for that, if they don't send that to you, then that's not your problem no more. That's their problem, because you've got it in a letter asking for it. So if they haven't sent
I think Ashley was coming from a different angle, because he was talking about trustee and beneficiary angle.
Yeah, but it's the same angle, because the thing about it, you're still going to them and you're still making them aware that this isn't in their incumbent anymore. It's not incumbent to their office no more. It's incumbent to this office. So I'm releasing that and I'm saying, right, I'm letting you know that this isn't, if you want to, basically you can say, if you want to attach your registration vehicle to my bike or to my car, then it's going to cost you. And then you can charge them a fee for putting their registration plate on your car, because it's not in your office.
But Jay just made not Jay, the other Jay, just said that the VIN number. So who does the VIN number belong to?
The VIN number belongs to the manufacturing certificate of origin. So whoever holds the manufacturing certificate of origin, it's like the title deed. If you get the manufacturing certificate of origin, you've got the title deed.
But if you don't get it, the
DVLA is hold.
Right,
the
once
DVLA
it's registered and it's off the road, whatever.
Again.
You're not deregistering the car or the bike. You're deregistering the number plate.
The number plate.
That's it.
Yeah. But also the VIN numbers will be on the manufacturer certificate of origin.
That's what I'm saying. So you need that document. That's the document you need, because that's the
But you
original
don't get
document.
it.
No,
if
but,
they
no,
find
but
it out.
hold on, wait, stop. Let's slow down a second. Because the thing about it doesn't matter if you get it or not. That's what point I'm trying to make. You've written the letter asking for it.
Right.
They have a duty of candor to answer you on that.
Right.
If Ashley or yourself has got something of mine, I'm going to ask you for it. If you don't give it to me, what have I got to do then? I can only go and expose something and try and find another route to get it off you.
And you put it in writing.
There you go. And that's I can take that into the court.
Respond.
There you go. I can take that into the court and say, well, look, if you take your number plate off now and you say, okay, look, I'm going to take, if police stop you, you can say, well, hold up, I'm going through this at the moment with the DVLA because I've asked them to send me the manufacturing certificate of origin. So I didn't want to put the number plate on because that's their vehicle. I'm waiting to send them to send my vehicle back, which is the manufacturing certificate of origin.
Okay.
The manufacturing certificate of origin is your vehicle.
Right.
The V5C, which is the registration plate, is their vehicle. You want your vehicle, the manufacturing certificate of origin. Do you see what I'm saying? There's two vehicles there.
Yeah.
You've got theirs, they've got yours. You want yours back, basically. Now, if you've written a letter to the DVLA asking for it and the police stop you, you can tell the police, hold up, wait a minute, you can't get involved with this because I'm waiting for my response from the DVLA. I've got to continue traveling around, but I'm waiting for the manufacturing certificate of origin. If you're happy to write to the DVLA for me and tell them to hurry up and send me the manufacturing certificate of origin so I can show you, cool. Get them on your side.
But you know, they're going to say, well, until you have an answer, you can't do this or you can't do that. But to be honest, you can do anything you want, can't you? You're allowed to do anything you want.
That's it.
Yeah, because they're not. All man is created equal, so you can do what you want. And I think what you're saying is that you could evidence the fact that you have already contacted them to send you the information. If they took a year in which to send it to you, they can't expect you to sit down for a year because all man is equal.
Thank you very much. And that's what I'm saying to you. That's why I'm glad we had this call, because the letters I've got in this folder here is the same thing I wrote to DVLA, asking them for the manufacturing certificate of origin. And I've done that 6 years ago, Caroline. 6 years ago.
Waiting for it.
Still waiting for it. So that's what I'm saying. I've got the number plate made up and ready. When I go out and I drive somewhere, if I'm in an area and I can get a ticket, I just put my number plate on it. And then when I come back, I take the plate off, I ride, I go, and I stick my number plate on if I need it. But there's gonna come a time when I take it off completely.
That's a good one, Carl. I never thought of that.
You see,
somebody's got to do it.
For 6 years, that's totally unreasonable. It's unreasonable. It's covered. It's covered.
Carl, but didn't you say did you write to the head of the police as well?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it, I didn't write to her as such. I only sent the letter to the DVLA.
Right.
Because then if I got stopped, I'll have that conversation with the policeman. And then I'll say to them, okay, if you're stopping me and you want this, blah, 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 I'll write to Cressida Dick. And I'll send her all the letters what I've sent DVLA proving that this is a bicycle. And for them to send me the manufacturing certificate of origin because I'm not incumbent to your office. I'm private. As soon as you say something like that, they're going to jump in their car and go. Because they're not looking for educated people, man. Especially the ones who know the knowledge more than them. Because as I said, you can make them out to be illiterate.
But they're going to think you're crazy. That's the
No. Remember, you're filming that. So if they want to make out for you to be crazy, remember, you've got 50 or 100 English teachers behind you with master's degrees and full degrees and diplomas telling you that it's grammatically incorrect.
The police officer turns around to you and makes the evaluation of you're mentally insane. All you've got to say to them in that instance is, do you hold a medical certificate to have that evaluation upon me? It shuts them down. You ask a question within a question.
There you go.
Just to shut it down. That's it.
And that's what
you don't want to be. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go on.
You don't want to be argumentative. You always want to be polite, but you just want to be narrow and straight to the point. So.
And that's what I'm saying. If they ever ask your name, you agree with them. Yes, I will tell you my name. But in my world, if I write a name in capital letters, it means it's an acronym in my world. I don't know what it is in your world. So if I'm happy to give you my name, yes. But if you write it down in capital letters, I can only see that as an acronym. So what do you mean it to be? Because I'm going to ask you that in court.
What about if they try and seize your phone because you're filming it?
You can always make them aware that if they're going to take your property, that you charge, I don't know, 10, 30 quid a day. That's fine. And then you would then write into them asking for a shopping list to prove their alleged claim, and then a scheduling fee for collecting your property. So, but you would do that to the chief constable, because essentially, I think it comes under the Police and Courts Criminal Justice Act. Top of my head, section 26, and it refers to the abuse of police powers.
Yes, arbitrary power.
Yeah, that's when they misuse and abuse their powers. But you've got to exercise it in the correct way. You've got to bring about a case about it. So
but if they seized your phone and they just scrubbed off your film and gave you back your phone, what? You know?
No, the thing about it, they've got to get your name in the first place anyway. The thing about if they ask you your name, I mean, like me and Jay done a little thing earlier on, but there's another one. If you say, okay, they asked your name, you just say, John Henry Doe Limited.
Fine, that's fine, but if they took my phone and they scrubbed off the film and they gave me back my phone, then
So what essentially would happen, Brian? They're not allowed to do that because under the GDPR, they need your consent, right? And essentially, if they did that, it would then be section 173 of the Data Protection Act, which is to erase, block, conceal data. Yeah. So, but that's when we're asking for data off people. So that's what we would use in what's called a data subject access request. But if this is your case and they've took your phone and they've wiped your data, what you need to ascertain is the individual who's obtained the phone and obviously making the claim against them for distress, which comes under the Data Protection Act 168.
And plus, on top of that, if you told them that the name was a limited company in the first place,
that's right,
then they're dealing with company property.
Okay.
So now it's the company going after Metropolitan Police Company for the property.
Right. Okay.
Or you ask them to make sure their camera is switched on before you answer or say or do anything. Is your camera switched on? That way, if they do take your phone, it should be on their camera.
And then when you tell them to switch on the camera, speak into the camera and tell them, yo, all you there at the office, hear this, just hear this. All you lot in the office, you're all writing down the capital letters. Yeah, it's an acronym. Go and ask the school teachers, mate. All of you lot, say that in the camera. Say that in the camera.
There would be sections. So I take it that nobody's actually used that successfully yet. Nobody's actually...
Well, nobody knows about it. It's only us lot.
No, us lot. I'm talking about us lot.
I mean, I'm always doing it, man. I'm always doing it.
I'm getting a number plate change, but when I park up in a few places, I'm doing that soon. So.
Change it, man. Change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what would you change it? What would you change it to? Anything? Just whatever make up your own number.
Whatever you want. I met a friend of mine one time, and we was up West End, right? And I was like, "What happened to your number plate?" He actually snapped his number plate in half, and he put half the number plate on it. He said, "Yeah, please stop me." I just say, "Someone backed into me."
That's a cop out.
I'm gonna get it fixed tomorrow.
No, what I used to do, it's a bit of a naughty. When I used to go into like Lidl's or Sainsbury's or whatever, I'd always have a bit of black tape. So I'd always change the G to an O.
That's actually quite a good idea.
Listen, Caroline,
because they wouldn't know my number plate. That doesn't exist.
That's such a good idea.
That's happened to me when I had a bailiff at my mum's house, right, one time, and then the literally he tried to run me over. Obviously, I didn't realize this till I obviously went onto the DVLA website, put in his number plate, and then realised
he come in a BMW, but his number plate said he was in a Audi green Audi A3.
You see?
I was like, what? When I rang the police, right? The police were like, "Oh, sorry, we can't give you his details, blah blah blah, and we're going to contact him." They didn't do it. They didn't do anything about it in the end.
Of course,
but
they won't.
I got a claim for compensation for stress anyway. Yeah, I got a claim for stress.
The same thing. The same thing. What you're saying there, actually, is one of the guys sent around a video in the group of the Indian guy, and he's up north, and the police. They've actually made their own little companies on Companies House.
Yeah.
Going around and giving tickets and things like that and doing all the bailiffs and things like that. So when you're phoning up, complaining about it, that the number plates have been changed, it's probably them, it's their companies was trying to fleece you. It's all a scam, man. Yeah. These guys are dread, man. These guys are so dread. It's funny when we look at it like this. Seriously, it's funny, man. It's funny. But it's going to become their fear. That's the serious thing. It's
always have a bit of black tape in your car. That's my motto. Just a little bit of black tape.
Yeah.
Electrical tape.
Like the I into the T or the E.
Yeah.
I always take a Bible with me and I always bring it out and I'm like, do you want to swear on that before we go any further? That's what I do.
That's a good one.
Just for fun. I always do it. It's fun.
I said they're atheists. They're atheists. Or 7 days.
But yeah, I mean, like I would always say, if there's anything you want to do, like take your number plate off the car, don't do it straight away or anything. Write to them so you got evidence asking for the manufacturing certificate of origin, the original document, because then you become the owner of the car. Now, in Ashley's scenario, the company or the trust or the estate will be the owner of the car, because it's like what you're doing is a DSAR. That's DSARing it. You're deregistering it from them and you're registering it in your company. That's the thing. So the police can come to your company and talk to your company about your staff members. The police are actually under United Kingdom, so they work for United Kingdom. You could have your own police. You know, you're not in their jurisdiction.
So do you think it should be Grant Shapps? I think he's a transport guy. Grant Shapps, Cressida Dick, and the DVLA. I think if you cover yourself with all three of those people, all of them.
But you write to them individually. You write to so you write to the DVLA first of all because you're asking for the manufacturing certificate of origin. That's our first port of call.
Yeah.
We want the manufacturing certificate of origin because we're fed up with paying all this rubbish and getting all these things done to us. So so I write that to the DVLA. When I've done that to the DVLA and I don't get no response from the DVLA, I then take that letter and I write to Cressida Dick and say, look, I've written this to DVLA so if any of your staff members stop me, I'm waiting for my manufacturing certificate to come back from the DVLA. So they're taking too long. I need to travel around, blah, blah, blah. I'm changing my plate, blah, blah, blah. This is what the plate's going to be on, blah, blah, blah. If your staff members see this, then tell them to leave me alone or I'm going to have them up in court. Do you see what I'm saying? So
there's also no MOT.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, so there's also no MOT, no insurance. And to cover ourselves with insurance, there was something on the Road Traffic Act, and I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
But I know Ashley knows what it is.
That's right.
I'll have to go for my notes again, but I think it's SPVs, essentially. I think it is, isn't it? Something along those lines. But
basically, we're covered by insurance, so we need to have that to hand with us because we will say, if you've got your own number plate, because we don't actually have to have MOT then, do we? Because we're not under their jurisdiction.
All you need is knowledge, man.
Yeah, and a bit of paper with it all written down beside you.
You don't need none of that paper because once you tell them that and they want to say, all right, bring it to the station or whatever, they ain't going to even get to that far because the knowledge you're spitting at them, they're going to be too scared to even take you anywhere or do anything. They just say, have a nice day, because there's thousands of other people they can stop and easily make a change off them. Why are they going to keep the headache with you if you're only just one and there's millions of people in the place?
That's true. Unless they think you're a Jack the Lad, which they will do with you, Carl.
It doesn't matter if they're Jack. It doesn't matter if they're Jack the Lad. That's because the truth doesn't lie. I'm a limited company. Your company wants to trade with my company. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Because you're going to write the company name down.
Oh, I've actually I've come across, this may help people as well. When I was looking into my local bobby on Company's House, I've come across some documents on there where my local bobby, one company they had was, they were exempt because they were using the same process as us as a doormat company. But there's a certain clause within the Company's Act, I'm going to find it again, I'll do my due diligence, where it says we're exempt basically for tax purposes. So I know Carl previously said that when you register yourself as a company, you sign it, date it, and send it back to the HMRC individuals for tax, and then you won't hear anything off them again, etc. But you just obviously got to renew it every year. But I have come under a clause within the Companies Act that actually specifically states that you're exempt from taxes because you're a dormant company. I'll get it up and I'll post it on the group for everyone, all right?
That's it. It is. And that's the beauty about just being a dormant, because if they're looking to do business with another business and they have to lie to you, full out, straight, plain lie to you, and all of us, man, they lie to us by telling us we're doing a business with the implied company. The thing was funny. I mean, like, it keeps coming up in my head, the Caroline scenario. It just keeps coming up. The thing I find funny is that Caroline wrote a letter to the receivers asking them, do you have a contract with the limited company? Now, even though the receivers are looking for her, they're still writing to her saying, no, they don't. How stupid is that? The woman you're looking for is writing to you, asking you if you're looking for the limited company. And they're writing to the woman who they're looking for, telling them, no, we're not looking for that company.
Yeah.
How stupid, wow.
So that just goes to show that what you're doing works.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, what makes it more and better for Caroline is that when the receivers wrote to her, the letter she now has the receivers saying that the mortgage company has an agreement contract with the woman, uppercase, lowercase. It's written in the letter.
Yeah.
Now, if Caroline takes that into the court and Caroline's got the original document from the mortgage company, there's the conversion of the name. The name was uppercase and lowercase, but the mortgage company has written the agreement and the contract with the uppercase name.
Yeah.
So who's the implied company you're doing the business with? Now, the receivers has written and said the mortgage company has a contract with uppercase and lowercase. But that's false. Because Caroline has the original contract with uppercase on it. So what's the receivers talking about? They tied themselves up. They tie themselves up, constantly tie themselves up.
So listen, we need to move forward. So how are we going to be moving forward? Who was doing the passports? I can't remember. Is Fabulicious, is that Fabian?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. So who's dealing with the passports? Who's dealing with I was supposed to be doing the driver's license. I've been remiss because I've had receivers on my case.
That's cool.
And what was the other things we were supposed to be dealing with? Because we need to be moving forward with what we're
But
trying
that's the thing. All we can do is write the letters. That's it.
Right.
And the most important thing, if we can get the account at the bank for our limited company, that's the next thing when things start opening up better. Once we take that, we can then say, all right, let's go see the bank and open up the business account, which is your title deed, and then go from there as well. Because if the guy's saying that's your account number, your business registration number is your account number for your bank account, then what's in there? Because yourself, Caroline, I mean, like, that was me from my manager, and your guy was saying that's larger than what it is. So that was back a year ago, really.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are the banks opened back up? I suppose they have.
Well, I mean, like, still don't know, really. Just because they open up the shops and everything, it doesn't mean to say the bank's going to open up and for the business accounts and things like that and whatever. But
open up a business account in your name, right? and your limited company number is your account number. So what about other companies who must have opened up business account in their company name? Is that, or not so much in their name, but in, I don't know, Foxglove dot whatever, I don't know, whatever.
Right, but that's what you're saying. That's what you're just saying there now. So now Fox Gloves, for example, wouldn't have a birth certificate. So it wouldn't have nothing in it to start it off in the first place with. Whereas Jackie, John Henry Doe, will have £1 million in there from birth.
So okay. So how would it work if there's another Jackie in? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because it all ties down to the birth certificate. Because the birth certificate could have your name on it, but it's not your name on it. You've only holding a share document. So it's the number what's important. It's not the name on the document.
Right.
That's for the birth certificate. It's a different thing when you go into the limited company, you buy the limited company, it's a different thing. You see?
Yeah, but how do they link the limited company? Oh,
because,
obviously, I
because your birth certificate and the limited company will go together.
Right.
So when they get that birth certificate, yeah, they see that that is the birth certificate for that company.
But what about
if I had so if me and you was the same people, yeah, your birth certificate wouldn't be the same as my birth certificate.
No, it wouldn't. But say we had the same names, though.
No, but it doesn't matter. Your date of birth will be different, and my date of birth will be different. That's all that matters.
But how would
your registration date will be different? My registration date will be different. Our names could be the same.
Can I just?
What I'm trying to get into my head, because I don't really understand it, is
I know where you're going from, because I know where you're coming from, because Graham had the same problem.
Excuse me.
No, I'm just thinking, if you're going to get a business account with the limited company documents, how are they going to link it to that implied, that company? Do you know what I mean? With the birth certificate, how are they going to?
Okay. Let me give it to you another way, right? When you go and open up your account and you go and get a mortgage, yeah, you give them their birth certificate, for example, right? They take all right. So when you first opened up your bank account, you usually gave them your birth certificate. Yeah. On that birth certificate, you've got your registration date that taps into the treasury account. So that's what's been told. Yeah. Now, when you open up the limited company, you're giving that birth certificate, if they need a birth certificate from you, because you're the creditor. You're the creditor for that account. When you've got your bank account now, they've given you the account number. When you go to them, your registration date, your company number is your account number. So they look in that. When they look in that, they'll see what the assets are in that, because you've pieced that together with your birth certificate and a registration date. Because if you go and get a mortgage, for example, yeah, your company wants to get a mortgage, yeah, so you've got assets in there already. That's the thing. I mean, like, it's hard to explain because nobody's gone through it yet. And that's what I'm waiting to get into the bank to go and do this. You see, and go and talk to them and find out. Because when I went and speak to the manager already, and I said to him, look, my name on this account is written in capital letters. That means it's an implied company. This is a retail account. And he says, yeah, it's a retail account. So I said, all right, put my title deed in the account, take a photocopy, turn my account into a private account. He said he can't do that. He said, because this is, and he pointed at the limited. Because it's limited, that one's implied. He didn't say it, but he was pointing out that one's implied. The one I've got now at the moment is an implied account. It's an implied company. There's no one there.
Do you know what it is, Caroline?
Over here is the limited. And he said, this is the account. This is your account number. You see? So whatever's in that account, when they look into that company, whatever's in that company of yours will be that. Do you see? I'm not sure. Again, Jack, as I said, this is so brand new for everyone. I don't even know. I'm glad that you guys are here so I can talk to you lot and you guys can give me the problem so I can try and put my head around it. And all right, yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. And I'm just destroying every one of the problems. That's why, again, when I couldn't get the birth notification form, this is the next step I'm going to. And that's to say, right, I'm locking off everybody. Nobody's getting nothing from that name. So I bought the limited company. Now, anybody writes that, and I'm just being serious, that's it. If anybody writes that name, it's going back because it's not written to my limited company. That's it. I'm taking that serious. If I open them letters, I'm just giving my headache with fear, or I'm opening mail what's not for my company, so I'm creating mail fraud.
Jackie, that question you were asking, how you said, like, just say there's two of like people with the same name and whatnot. When I registered my company name as a limited, part of my company number is actually my national insurance number. So somehow they were able to tie up me just from my personal data that I had to put in with my national insurance number.
And that's a company number.
Laurie, are you in London? Are you in London?
No, I'm in Scotland.
Okay.
Just outside Edinburgh.
That's quite wow. That they put your national insurance number on your title deeds.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's an eye opener.
No, but this is it. If we don't try this stuff and we don't do it ourselves to find out the truth, we'll never know.
No.
We'll never know. And I'm not going to my grave with not knowing, in a certain sense, that, hold up, you're trying to mess me over here.
Yeah.
Because it's them who's trying to put me in the grave by putting me in fear. That's keeping me old and railing up because of fear. If I don't have no fear no more. So I don't mean that literally. I mean, I'm afraid of spiders, man.
But you know what? It's normal to have a little bit of fear anyway, you know.
Yeah, of course. All the time. I mean, like, even with that letter I took a picture with the other day, I was like, oh shit, what's this, man? And it kind of like hit me, and it just goes again. As soon as you take it to the post box and push it back in the post box, you forget about it. Because the thing about it, you don't open the letter. Because when you open the letter, that's when the fear creeps in.
I did open the letter and I sent it back anyway, sealed it and sent it back.
But your head's still thinking about it, though, isn't it?
No, I'm not thinking about it, to be quite honest. I know I'm going to get another one and I'll just send it back.
Good.
Anyway, to be quite honest, I went online anyway, and you know, you get the online kind of lawyers, you get cases, and private land parking tickets, you don't have to pay for them.
That's it.
Regardless whether you bought yourself or not.
This is it. That's Mark Ceylon. Yeah, that's them lot. And White Rabbit, Spaniard. They talk about, yeah. Get out of debt free. Them guys have got a lot of good templates, letters. That's from back in the day, man. Yeah. But the thing about it, what we're doing now is all the stuff we're doing, we're the leaders in a so-called sense who's going to be writing these new template letters for the general public. Because nobody's writing these kind of letters, asking these kind of questions. Because we're putting them on the spot. We've got to put them on the spot. That's it.
Can I just ask a question about the limited company and business cards? Can I use my existing limited company, which is like my business company, with my name in lowercase as the agent, or would I have to have another business company under my name?
No, because it's your name is the company itself. When you get your gas bill,
yeah,
your name on that gas bill letter, which is your full name, what's on your birth certificate.
Okay, I see.
That's the name, what they're looking for.
Right, okay.
They're not coming after, as Jack said earlier on, they're not coming after peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
And you're the director of that company.
So I've just checked, and my name, thank God, is available to register. So that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
so-
one hurdle.
So
Okay.
you would buy that name as the limited company, but that's the same name what's on your birth certificate.
Okay, and then keep it dormant so I'm not trading.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what happens then? And then what happens then now? The other company you've got, now there's a real woman behind that company. Before, there was only an implied company behind that company.
Right. So I don't have to change my name. I'm still able to be the director of my limited company.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just that it makes you more of a solidified woman
Mhm.
who owns that company. It's not the United Kingdom's implied company that owns the company.
Funny. I always thought of myself as a solidified woman, which is, you know, quite an interesting concept that in their eyes I'm not.
This is it.
Mm.
In their eyes, you're always going to be seen as a corporation. That's it, because you're just a business to them or a slave. That's it.
Right, but it's an illegal act because it's an implied assumption, which I was not in agreement of, obviously, because it was misinformation.
There you go.
And that's the original crime.
There you go.
Okay.
So everything from the day you was born is null and void.
Because it's fraud.
There you go. No, it's not fraud. It's the truth.
No, the implied
Yeah.
company is a fraud.
Yeah, but what they're doing is not fraudulent. They're doing it, but they don't have to tell you, because that's what implied means. Implied means they can do it, but they don't have to tell you they do it.
Yes,
If
but
you
no.
If you
No.
don't ask, if you ask, then they have to tell you.
Carl, a contract by law is a mutual agreement which is in the beneficial favor of both parties.
Certainly, totally.
So-
I totally agree with that.
That's what a contract is.
Yes, but
If-
what I'm saying to you is that how they got your consent from the woman representing an implied company, which
But
you
they didn't
but you
provide
didn't know.
information.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. You didn't know you was an implied company, and they didn't tell you that they was writing the name down in capital letters.
So
That's
no
why I'm
contract.
saying. There you go. That's why I'm saying any contracts or any paperwork you've got with your full capital letter name on it, null and void, because it's a foreign language they're using first and foremost.
So I think my main concern, obviously, is all the equity that is in my property, which is in my name that I own. I just obviously want to protect that.
Yeah, but that is your property already. That's the thing. It's just that you've solidified it as that full capital letter name now, because no one can write down that capital letter name, whether it's implied or expressed, because
Okay.
you hold the original name now. That's it. No one else can hold that name. If anybody else tries to hold that name, they've got to come to you to ask you for permission to use that name.
Okay, so just going back to what you said earlier about the fact that in our name, our birth certificates, we're owed millions, right?
Well, I mean, like, this is what the talk has been about over the last X amount of years. Everybody sees that there's this treasury account or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And we've been given a certain amount at birth. I mean, like, that's why the sayings here with you're worth your weight in gold, because they would weigh a baby in gold.
Yeah, I
You
heard
see,
this.
Yeah, so that's what people have got in their treasury account, and that's been amounting over the years. But it's just the natural resources.
Mhm.
Where you're born in your country, you have the natural resources in your country allocated to you. You see, so if you're born in a different country like Somalia or Africa or whatever, and you come in to get a British nationalization, you get nationalized, and basically that's saying to their country, which is the company they're coming from, that you're now shifting their natural resources. So now England or United Kingdom can go into Africa and take out the resources from Africa, because they've made one of their subjects now a naturalization ship on their country. Do you see what I'm talking?
Yeah, and I've heard that there's around 283 people trading on my name.
This is it, yeah.
On that bond.
Every time they write your name in a different way, they could write they could write N Or they can write the initials, they write the first initial, and then they write the two initials and the surname, then they might write just the surname with the one initial, then they might write in uppercase and lowercase, then they might write the same little case. And you know what I mean? Anna von Reitz points this out. She done the whole, I've got a book thing, what she printed out, all the different ways they can write, and she gives you the different definitions of what they actually mean. You see, for each way. So when your name's written with the surname first and then your first name, that means something. Then you've got, you see, and Anna von Reitz, she's written out a whole list. I've got it somewhere, but it's on her website. I'll try and find it. But yeah, every one of them names. So there's loads of different accounts what's trading in your name. And that's the thing about it. If you agree to be in that and open them letters, because remember, all them letters, as I said earlier on, all them letters will come with your first name and your surname. That means it's going to a legal name. If you open a letter and you abide and agree to that legal name with your first name and surname, then you're ignorant and you're putting yourself in it. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but we're ignorant to what's going on, I mean. And we're putting ourselves in it, but we're being duped into it. So that, again, that answers your question from earlier. As soon as you get a letter coming through your door, if you've got your first name and your surname on the letter, that's up to you now to open it. Or that's you now to deal with that, because you can either send it back or you can open it. If you're opening it as a legal name, which is a legal entity.
Okay.
If they're right, they won't write to you just your first name. That's the thing, but that's why there's only first names in the Bible. Do you see? So yeah, the surname makes you a legal entity in the first place, and that's how they get us, because we agree to believe. We're being duped into believing that we have to use the surname, but we don't.
If you didn't have a surname, what they would do, they would associate you with the village or where you live. So it would be like Carl, that, you know what I mean, or like no one would say Jesus of Nazareth.
You see,
can you actually deregister your surname?
John the Baptist, or John from Galilee, or wherever.
You don't need.
That's how they would associate you if they wanted to, basically.
You don't need to deregister your surname, because you never had a surname in the first place. They created the surname, so you don't have to deregister it. They're the one who registered it. You see, your mother registered it, but they wrote it down. Well, your mother told them the name on the birth notification form. So if we're looking at the birth notification form, the two names are in separate places. So on that original one document first, before it went to the birth registrar, that name was written in two separate places. Your forenames was written on the top, and your surname was written underneath. Now, when that document went over, they done the conversion, and they took the two names and put them together and made one name and gave that to you on a certified copy of an entry birth certificate.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what they did. You didn't know about the birth notification form, and they took the two names from two separate places and put them together. You didn't know about that. Your mum probably didn't know about it. Neither did your dad. So all of us now who's doing this now, we're the ones who's learning this now, and that's for our children or our grandchildren or whatever.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's a lot of groups doing this in Denmark, in Sweden, all over the world. There's a lot of people that are actually doing this now.
Of course, but they're not tapping into buying themselves as limited companies, what we're doing now. We're 10 years, what we're doing now is we're 10 years ahead of what them lot are doing in the legal side. Because they're still thinking that they've got to fight for some legal entity that they don't even own. They don't even know that yet. They're fighting for something that they don't even own.
The thing is, I mean, what I'm really concerned about is that we're living in a very toxic environment that they seem to be. Because, I mean, if you were to test the 5G, the wireless, the environment is actually harming our immune systems.
Of course it is.
And they know that it's toxic, and they know that it is above safe levels.
So okay, so let me ask you this. Why do you think they're doing it?
They're doing it because I have my own theory. in that.
The reason they're doing it is because the world is waking up.
Yes,
they know when the world wakes up, they're in trouble. So they're going to lose everything. So they don't want to lose anything. They rather just kill off everything else and leave them staying. So they're staying in the little safe environment where there's no 5Gs or anything around. They put all the 5Gs up in the schools. So it's starting to affect the kids at young. So by the time the kids get to about 30, they're already dead.
You know, Carl, it's a form of mind manipulation, and it's a mind attack, and it's been going on for years and years. Okay. Now, couple that with the fact that medicine went to the dark side about 20 years ago, and now they're starting to interfere with human organisms, and they're recoding people's genome sequences. This is a direct attack on humanity, and it's quite severe.
But the thing about it, what you've got to take into consideration first of all is that how they're probably just copying what was done before. Because remember, when the Sumerians were here, and they was all the cuneiform writing and stuff like that, and then basically so now we're going into now extraterrestrial talk. Do you see? Because there's that life where most stuff was cut with lasers. Now we know the DNA. Well, John, what's his name? I forget his name. Come back to me. But the aliens were cutting the DNA with lasers, and they was testing the chromosomes and stuff, and they made humans. So we was here to work the land. So that wasn't wrong in the Bible. You see, in that what they were saying then.
We're here as creators. We are here to create our own realities.
Of course,
that's why we're here.
But if you never knew what the truth was, and you was born into a lie, how you know what the truth is? How you know what creation is? That's what we're missing out.
The only way to know what the truth is, Carl, is to go inside rather than look outside, because outside is a minefield of manipulation, and mind control.
And that's what I'm trying to say to everyone here in a certain sense is we've got to look at this for ourselves. I look at the language for myself, first and foremost. If I see a problem with that, I'm going to ask people. That's why I did Switching Perception, because I was confused. So I asked people in Switching Perception, what could you help me? What do you get from this? Because if I'm seeing this, do you agree with me, or am I running mad? Because
you're seeing it because you're believing it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But if I believe it and this is real, and I'm proving to you from the facts I can show you in the books, and then have you be a witness of that while I'm filming people in a certain sense to say, well, look, all I'm doing is just this. So can you disagree with me or not? Or could you agree with me? Or what? I don't mind what you say, but I just need to know from you what is true to you if I show you this information. Now, every one of the people in the program, well, in the Switching Perception program, they gave me their honest opinions. So they just give me their views, and it tells you in front of you. So this is their views speaking to the world. I'm just instigating the question. Now, if we instigate the question to people out there who are unaware and we wake them up, then the system crashes. Then the people take back their power. At the moment, there are no people. There's only probably us lot who's bought ourselves who are now the people.
I mean, the truth is that we are powerful beyond belief. Honestly, but we're only powerful if you believe you're powerful.
Of course.
And obviously the world is designed to make you feel insignificant and small. And that's how it affects you, because that's where you buy into the fear.
Totally. They don't make you feel like that you deserve anything.
No, because they don't follow the premise that we're all equal.
You know, but yeah.
You know, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I really believe that you want to make a change, it has to start from within your own mind first.
Of course,
okay? Because that's where the power is. It's within your own mind.
Of course,
and then as you change your belief about something, the reality, the external will change.
Right, but it's only going to happen in your own mind if your mind is quiet.
Yes.
Now,
exactly.
if people are sending you letters constantly, and we're opening them letters, not being aware that we shouldn't be opening them letters because it's not even ours, and we're interfering with that silence of the mind, then this is the problem. Do you see? So we have, again, I totally agree with you, because I'm in that meditation state as well, where I'm constantly, all right, we have to be aware of this. You know, I mean, like, all right, a lot of people ain't in the same position as I am. All right, I live with my father still. So, I mean, like, I don't have to think about a lot of the worries what other people do. You know, but as I always say, if we're doing this, I'm always a backbone where people can come and talk to me about the certain things. And I'll just reassure them, well, look, this is what I'm looking, this is the truth. Don't allow, because you're still not waxed over, and you're still waxed over, and you're still, the wax is melting, and you're coming out of, and you're seeing the truth. You know, it's not like I'm not here. I'm still here to reassure people that, look, what you're looking at, always keep looking, but look for yourself.
Yeah, and you know, when you look, you realize everything you're
it.
seeing is an illusion.
This is
and
it.
That's the thing. And you've got to know, the only way you actually know what the truth is when you are still and you know what that truth is. And there is no denying that truth, and you feel it from inside. Everything else is an illusion, and it will fall away.
Totally.
Can I just ask something? You're growing. It's like a baby in the womb.
Yes.
As a baby grow, or a plant, or a seed.
Yes.
It grows. You're growing with knowledge. You have to grow into it. If you go full throttle, you probably crumble because you've not fully maintained your foundation.
Yes, that's exactly right. Because when you attack something, you make it bigger. Whatever you put your attention on will become bigger. So if you're attacking something, you are believing that it is powerful. Yeah. So you don't want to be putting your energy into an attack.
No.
What you want to stay and stand in that stillness, which is truth, which is power, which is right.
Yeah.
And
Can
then
I just can I just ask something? You were talking about companies. I'm about to create another company with 3 other people. So are you saying when I create that company, I will put Marilyn Limited as part of that registration? Is that what I'm going to be doing?
No, because you're the woman. The woman, because you've secured Marilyn as a limited company. There's no implied company.
Right, so what am I going to be registering as? Because we're going to create this company for business purposes.
Yeah.
So what am I putting when I put those details down?
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, hold up, wait a minute. That's what I'm saying to you. When you go and open up a company, yeah, what you're doing, what's the name of the company?
We haven't created the company yet. So we're creating all the constitution, all that kind of thing.
But
my question is what am I putting myself down as?
No, I know, but that's what I'm going to talk you through this. 1 second, just slow. All right, so your company is going to be called MD Sounds, yeah.
It might be. I don't know.
I'm not worried about the name. I'm just saying, whatever name you've got, it could be MD, it could be Richer Sounds, it could be Hordsey Wood, it could be whatever name you want as your company, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, that's the company name. The director is the one who's important.
But this will be with 3 other people.
Right. Yeah. So what you do, you can put the directors down as, you can just put all the 3 names, the first names of the directors. So you can have Marilyn, Carl, Nikki. That could be the director.
Right.
You see, but what it is, the company name is called MCL. Marilyn, Carl, Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got MCL, and then you've got the director of that company. The thing what's doing the business is the company name, not the people in the company.
So I don't have to register my name down as part of that company. Is that what you're saying?
No, because the thing about it, remember, when you bought your name in the first place, you bought your name as a limited company. And that company resides under the United Kingdom. Now, when it asked you who was the director, and you said Marilyn again, then the director lived in England. So it's a man and a woman, it's a man or a woman or men and women who on the land creating something to float in the sea. So you're the woman, doesn't matter what company you buy, you will always be a woman buying a company. You can't be a company buying a company, do you see?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do buy the company, because you bought, same thing I was saying to Nadia earlier on, because you bought yourself already now as your as a limited company. So Marilyn Limited is a company now, yeah?
Yeah.
That means any company you buy it won't belong to an implied company woman. It'll belong to a common law woman. Do you get that?
See, I don't get it, because I'm going to have to register with these 3 other people.
Sure.
So what details do I put? This is my question.
No, but you're putting your name down, Marilyn. If you want to put your full name, Marilyn, you can do, because you're doing it in uppercase, lowercase. You will be recognized as uppercase, lowercase woman.
Right. Okay.
You see, because a man and a woman can only open a company. Another company can't open a company. There has to be a man or woman behind that company. You see?
Right. I'm just going to write that down.
So it's not the company, it's not the men and women they're looking at. If the company's trading, yeah, you can just be a director in position of one of the board members as a director, a person with a PSC, person with significant control. You're going to be a person with significant control, which is one of the directors of the company. Now, if anything happens with that company, because contracts will be made with that company, not with you. Do you see? Contracts can only be made between company and company, not between men and women, men and women and company, or woman and company, or man and company.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But majority of them, like in Nadia's case, Nadia said to me about, okay, before Nadia buys herself as a name, yeah, she owns a company already. Now, because she owns that company, it's not her that owns the company. It's the implied company that owns her company. Do you see? But when she now buys herself as a limited company, it's a woman that owns that company now. Because it was an implied company that owned the company before, because she bought it, but she hadn't bought herself yet. But now she buys herself, she moves her status up in rank. Now, anything to do with that limited company is nothing to do with any other office. So if she owns any other company that she claims is hers, then no one can touch that because it's under her company roof. So no one can come after her as a woman. They can only still go after the implied company, but who's the director of that? I don't know who that implied company is because I don't own that implied company. Do you see? I don't know if you get that.
Yeah, I get that now. Yeah, I get that now.
Cool.
So Carl, just to clarify, when you actually buy yourself out and you become a limited company on Companies House, who becomes the director of that limited company?
You are. Whoever you want to be.
Right. So I
because
just
remember,
my first name.
Sorry. Let me just come back on that little bit there. Remember, what you're doing when you're buying a company, you're buying a ship, and the director is the captain of that ship. So if you want that ship to trade, you're going to put a captain on that ship. You can be the captain, or you could choose anybody else to be the captain on that ship for you. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. When you go into any company, when you go and start looking at companies on Companies House and you look down their filing history and stuff, you'll see the directors change throughout the year.
Yeah.
So you can do that with your company. You don't have to be the director of your, it's just like another captain sailing the ship. They're not going to turn around and say, yeah, this is a ship you've just bought and you're the captain of your ship, because that's just going to give the game away.
Okay, because it's not expensive to buy a company,
No.
so I'm just going to do it anyway now.
That's it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, like, go on. Sorry, Jack.
I was going to ask Nick. I mean, I sent Nick a message anyway because I just want someone to sort of, as I'm doing it, to just have someone to go and give me the support. But I just want to know. There's a bit about shares, though.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that because that's all dormant. Because when you go to your filing account once a year, basically.
Yeah, but don't you have to put sorry to cut you, but don't you have to put a name in there first then?
No. It's just a number, one share. That's it. Because you're claiming you're the direct. The shares go to the only because you're the only one person in the company, so you got all the shares.
So, okay.
So you're the director. Okay, look. Because you're the director, you're paying yourself one share as a director. The title director is paying itself one share. Yeah?
Yeah.
So because you own the company, you get 100% share, but you're giving that job title of director one share. But you, as the woman, have 100% share, but you're giving that job title. If you want to be the director of that job title, then you get that one share. You still got the 100 share, but you get an extra one share for being the director now. If Nadia was the director of your company, you'll have the 100% share, but she will get the one share. You see?
Okay, yeah, no, so I've just read the details. It does say that you need at least one shareholder or guarantor who can be the director. So I just misread that. So I'm reading up on it to actually finally do it. And
when you're actually the director, then if it's not trading and it's dormant, then you don't need to worry about anything because you're not going into business. Your company is not going into business.
Yeah.
You can go into business as a woman.
Yeah.
But that's not your company.
Just another thing, you should put your full name, even your middle name, on your on the limited company because not all letters come to me with my middle name on it.
Whatever's on your birth, as Nadia just said, she said your name could be written down in at least 270 different ways.
Right.
And they can contract with any one of them ways.
Right.
The only way you're interested in is the way what's written on your birth certificate. That's it. When you look at your birth certificate and you see the name on your birth certificate, that's the name you want to buy.
Right.
Because that's the government giving you that name from the birth notification form, but they didn't claim the name and they're not standing behind it, taking responsibility for it.
Okay.
You see, you are the trustee of that. That's where it comes to Leslie talking about the trust. You are the trustee of that because they're saying, look, we're not taking responsibility of any actions you do. So you're going to have to pay for everything yourself, but we're going to keep your estate and you ain't going to have nothing to start with. You should have had £1 million to start with when you was born. So you can go through these little things and these ups and downs and learning your way. And it's monopoly. But you didn't get the £100 to start with.
No.
Can I just say that you can also, when you register your company as a dormant company, you don't have to put your home address. You can register it with your accountant as a dormant company and use their address.
Yeah.
And they will just do the filing for you for a small fee every year and just keep the company dormant.
That's it. I mean, I just do my files. I phone up every year. I phone up company's house. And I say to him, look, it's a dormant company. It's been dormant from the date. Could you just go through this filing thing with me? And what do I got to do? And the guy says, yeah, all right. And he says, log in your account. All right, cool. Put a 1 there. Leave that date there. Put another 1 there. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
And then the next time I call them, I do my confirmation statement. All right, what do I do for the confirmation? But all you're doing is that you're just changing the information. So as you and Nadia were saying, Jax, again, is if you wanted to change the director's name, you would do that on the confirmation statement. So anything you're changing, that's what you're paying. You're paying £13 a year just for the administration. So if you change anything or don't change anything, they're setting it on the computer to say, okay, the new year, nothing's changed. If you change the director, it's going to cost you £13, but that's still, do you know what I mean? You can change whatever. So that £13 is just an administration cost. It doesn't cost anything to do, but for the time it takes for that reception woman to do, it's going to cost her the £13. You're paying her £13 basically to do it at company's house for you. And that's just a confirmation statement to say, right, for the next year or for the next 6 months, this is going to be the person, this is going to be the director, this is going to be whatever. But you don't need to worry about that. It's just you're paying £13 just for a dormant company. That's it. No information. You don't need to. And as Nadia is saying, but what to go on Nadia's what response to Nadia, what Nadia was saying just then about the address. Yes, as I said, you could get a shoebox and you can write on the shoebox box 2, and you can put it on your step in your passageway, and all letters that come to that box 2, you put it in that box. That's the address. The house isn't the address, the box is the address.
Yeah, it can be a virtual address. It doesn't actually have to exist.
So you know that's movable. You can go anywhere. That's a traveling address basically. You can take that box anywhere.
I can put it on my tree as a birdhouse.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, I can't do that, so I have to think of something else. But I've already decided what I'll do anyway.
Come on, Jackie, join the club.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. I already started. I'm going to do it today because I already was looking into it, and I've been just over this week, and I'm off this week from work, so my head's clear. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do it today.
The thing about it, all you're doing really is just that you're securing yourself from any scam artists.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's about freeing myself. I don't want to be enslaved to these kind of laws. I mean, honestly, I don't.
They're the scam artists. Everybody everybody on this earth you're dealing with in any business sense was sending you letters, gas company, parking, the mortgage. They're the scam artists. We're the men and women living on the earth. They're men and women living on the earth. But the government and the companies and the 1% have put these companies together. You see, men and women, man. That's it.
I see exactly.
Men and women, man. It's crazy.
Just the growing part of it. This is a part that it's like when I heard this first in the beginning, it's like to get my head around it. It's like, what?
That's it.
Yeah, because you're undoing a belief system.
Yeah, exactly.
You're waking up to the truth, man.
Exactly. I'm still growing up. It's like I have taken that red pill. It's like wow. Yeah. I still think wow.
But the thing what makes it worse is like, it goes back to the Matrix because the agents don't know.
Yeah.
You know, the agents don't. So it's that fight against them because so you have to wake them up.
But they do know, Carl. The thing is, they do know because
I mean, I don't mean it in that sense. Yeah, I know they know, but I don't mean it in that sense. But those behind the counter of certain, like the post office, for example, if you go and ask the post office about the business passport, they wouldn't have a clue. But you tell them about it and say, yeah, there is one because we've been told by the people, but I didn't know if you had any applications here. That person is going to feel stupid because they wasn't able to answer your question. So they're not doing their job right. So they're going to go and try and find out. You've just done your job because you allowed somebody to look into something.
And that particular guy in the passport office who I spoke to, I know he's been there for years.
This is it.
And he didn't have a clue. He was just mumbling. No, you can't get the business passport.
You see?
And tried to make me look stupid.
This is it.
You know, I'm thinking, whatever. I didn't have enough knowledge to just destroy him, but I thought, all right, whatever.
No, because the first thing, if you want to destroy him straight away, you say, well, the thing about it, the passport I'm carrying and the passport you give out is a business passport anyway. It's the business partner for the implied company. So what are you saying you don't give out a business passport for when you do? Or if it's not a business, what language is it? Now who's stupid? Do you see?
Yeah.
Make them look illiterate. Make them look stupid. Flip it back on them. Make them look small. I mean, like when me and Caroline went to the bank and I was talking to the woman got scared. She went down and called a security guard now. But all I was doing is talking truth.
Yeah.
But they was afraid of the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway. Yeah, but hopefully that's answered up something. And it's good that we sit and talk as well, everybody, you know.
Yeah, no. Everybody, I mean, they're all trying to segregate everyone and separate and isolate. And that's, you know, part of the tactics, really.
Totally. We don't need to go out there and do no rally or no protest or anything else. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Absolutely.
If you write to them, whoever it is, and you write to them, it could be the DVLA. Your first question is to them is, do you have any files in your filing of any contracts with this limited company? If they say no, game over. So how can they have your name as a capital letter name then, if they don't have a contract with that limited company? Game over. It's how you throw it at them.
I think it's a bit of a fair thing and all, but it's like, but when I'm hearing what the people are going through, like say Caroline now, and it's like, well, it can't be bullshit, because look how they're responding. Look how they're responding. But at the same time, some people try and make you look like you're talking nonsense, but it's in the pen. Look at how they are responding.
What did they always say? Knowledge is power. And in Spider-Man, knowledge is power. With power comes great responsibility.
True. True. It's true. It's true.
Knowledge is power. And this is powerful shit, man, because if they are using acronyms or whatever language, then I think we're at that time where, you know, people are saying, yeah, man, it's that come to the time, and we're at the new age and shit like that. That's the time, man. Everybody's living the way they're going to want to be living, like, you know, without any of that, because you can just smack that down. They're living old now. They're 10 years old now to me. You see? So when everybody wake up like that, and then those inside there start thinking like us, they're not going to be even working for them people them no more. So who them people going to have as their workers? They're going to have to do it themselves. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
The robots, that's who'll be working for them.
This is it. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's what, but the thing about it, we want to be in the position that they can't still take anything off us when they got the robots working for them.
Yeah.
At the moment, they can still take everything off us when they got robots working, and that's going to kill us. But if we don't claim back ourselves, that's what's going to happen. If we do claim back the company, they can't come after that company. So they can have as many robots as they want. They still ain't taking nothing off me, because if you can't answer the question, I ain't paying you nothing. Because you're just scamming me. That's all I see. I just see you as a scammer. The more and more I think about it every day, the more and more every one of them is just a scammer. Dirty, low-trodden scam. That's it. You're just trying to scam the gas company. You're just a scammer. The telephone company, you're a scammer. All of them scamming.
Well, the veil's been lifted now.
But this is it. And that's what they're afraid of, because they're afraid that, all right, it's probably 1%, as we all know, that runs everything.
Yeah.
And they own all the other companies, and the companies are just sub-companies of those companies and things like that. And all these police who's setting up these little companies wanting to do these things are just seeing what they're doing and trying the thing themselves, because they know that people are idiots. And they're falling for it. That's it. We're all falling for it. But it's time we stop falling for it, and we flip it and we switch it back on them and say, okay, let's talk. I'm happy to talk to you on a nice way, and nice and calmly and nice and easy. Let's just discuss a couple things first. That's it.
All about educating yourself and then taking small steps.
And then educating others.
Educating other people as you move along. And it could be as simple as not wearing a mask.
No, but this is it. No,
that takes a lot of bull. Takes a lot of bull, you know, because when I walk into a shop, everyone's got a mask on. That can be so intimidating, you know. And I just keep my head straight. I keep my chest up. I walk. I do my thing, and I'll smile at people, and I'll just do my thing. If a security man comes and challenge me.
But the thing about it, Brian, but look at you. The thing about it, you're allowing them to affect you emotionally. Because you're now, hold on, wait a minute, because now you're laying there, your mind is allowing you to see them seeing you as an outsider because you ain't wearing one.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, but that's a form of indoctrination of mind games.
Yeah.
So watch that.
Yeah.
Don't slip into that.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to them.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in it. As Nadia said, silent the mind. The more you start paying attention to that, the more your mind's going like this. Lock off. You're a martial artist.
The earlier part of it, it was doing that. Now,
you see,
I just go and I just do my thing. But someone that is just starting off, it's going to be very intimidating.
Of course. No, but Brian, look at it now. How long all of us been linking? We're about a year. From me and Caroline, from a year now.
Yeah.
Now, it's only taken us a year to get this information to everybody and how all of us are thinking now.
Yeah.
You see, you start make up your own little group, Brian, and talk to your people and showing them about the language and stuff. That's going to grow a few. You see, look what we got on there now. We got 13 people on here now. We had 18 the other week. We had 20 the other week. So the thing, what we're doing, we're just repeating, but we're solidifying that repetition.
Yeah. Well, every time I'm hearing it,
this is it.
It's making a little bit more sense, So once I'm hearing it a lot, it will give me more confidence. I know that what I'm talking about, because I don't like to talk if I don't know what I'm talking about.
Totally. And I know we record them and stuff, and we've got them and stuff, but I know it's hard for people to still actually get time to take out to watch them in their own time because they're busy as well. So this is a nice time to actually get here and sit and talk, even though it's recorded and it's there. You know what I mean? People probably want to go to the whole thing to see what's going on to get to a little piece. You know what I mean? But it's good that we're all here, and we are just, even if we're just here to listen.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll ramble all day long. I love talking about this stuff. I hope you guys don't get fed up with me.
I would ask just one thing, right? With Carl or Caroline, you did it for me last time, right? But can you write down my name as an autograph, please, and send it to me? Yeah. Just so I've got it there as an autograph, my full name.
Put it in the chat, actually.
Put it. I want to get it on my phone.
All right.
Yeah.
If I put it in the chat, you could copy it to your phone, no?
Yeah, that's technology, man.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm growing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll send it to my phone. Yeah.
You're with a Y, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, you asking about the height that where you put the semicolons and all that?
Yeah, because Caroline, she wrote it down for me. The piece of paper.
I've got a picture of it that I took when Nick put it on his whiteboard when we had meetings in Carl's house.
Okay.
Because he done a few.
Yeah, that's sent to my phone. I think Carl's going to send it to my phone. Yeah, sent to her. So I've got it on my phone.
Okay. I've got it as well.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Right, you see, okay. You know when you're writing, right?
Yeah.
When you write and you put a space in between the one word, so you only put one space, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. When you put a colon, that acts as a space. And then when you put another space, it acts as another space. So anything with two spaces between each letters, is a separate thing. That's just from language again.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I had something. Where is it?
I don't know.
Funny this because a friend gave me this the other day. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. You see the hours?
Yeah.
And then you got the full colon.
Yeah.
Then you got the minutes. That's the separator. Now, you see the seconds don't have a separator.
Yeah.
But do you see the size of the second? The size is a smaller case.
Yes.
So it's a separate individual thing again. You see how they've separated all three?
Yeah.
You've got the hours, minutes, and seconds.
Yeah. Hold on, it's the seconds together with the minutes.
Yes, but the thing, you see, that's the trick. Because when you got the second, you got the minutes, and then you got the seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
They look like they're together.
Yeah.
But that's what I just said. Look at the size of the case. How big are they? They're bigger than the other. The minutes is bigger than the seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
You see? So it's a separate thing. If they change you look on a £10 note.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
When they write the 20 or the 10, there's two different sizes and there's two different fonts.
Mm-hmm.
If you change the font, it doesn't mean the same. It's not attached to that word.
This is where the wizard and the trickery comes in.
But this is how deep it goes, man. That's what I've been trying to say. It goes deep like that because it's so language orientated that we wouldn't know this unless we're sitting down and studying and reading it or looking at all the other. I mean, I learned this from looking at a lot of the other guys as well, you know?
I mean, like Merlin, Tareem. Yeah. It's in your face, but if you don't know, you just won't see it.
It's clever. Because as I said, Brian, they're using the grammar deceptively.
Yeah.
You're looking at a capital letter word as you would read it normally because all your life you've been reading it normally.
Yeah.
But before you were born, they took the grammar, what it meant, out of the school so you couldn't learn it. 1963, they took grammar and Latin out of the school.
Yeah.
We weren't born then. So we have to go back and study.
I was born then.
All right, sister. I didn't mean to outcast anyone. No, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, because we wasn't born then, grammar was taken out then. But even though Caroline was probably born, it's like my sister and my brother. But they was only young, you know what I mean? But they saw that this whole multicultural was developing, and they didn't want language being used properly.
I think it strange that what's his name? That was the other day. Romley, and that he got himself in that situation, knowing what he knows. Don't you find it strange that he could get himself locked up for over a year?
Yeah,
it's me. Had he known about the limited, it could never have happened to him, right?
Nope. But that's what I'm saying. That's why when he wrote to me and he said to me, "Wow, the knowledge, what's there," and he's glad that people are taking this up and doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Can people turn their mics off?
Marilyn, you got your mic on.
Yeah, what we were saying is that the two of them, one of them is inside, and he's been there for over a year and not been able to get out, and they've not taken him to court either.
Oh, Caroline?
Rowan, what's his name again?
Rohan Lorian.
Yeah, Rohan Lorian.
And Romley Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romley's out, but you see, them lot didn't know about the limited company stuff. So now they know whether they're going to do anything about it or not. I don't know, because the last video I saw of Romley's, the one he's just recently put up, he was talking about the COVID stuff, you know. So
what was the charges? What are the charges on them? Why they went jail?
They haven't got charges, have they?
They haven't. It's all this information that they're letting out.
Yeah.
But if they lock the people up who's telling this information, then it stops. It stops the information getting out too quick.
So Carl, if they come for you, what do we need to do?
You already know what to do. They can't come for any of us now.
No, I said, well, they came for Val.
But Val didn't know. No, and she was in the middle of the process.
Yeah.
See, if you've already agreed or given consent as that implied company, then they're going to follow that through.
Yeah.
Until you lock it off and say, no, yes, this is a company, but this is a limited company. Who are you looking for in that company? They can't use the name in all capital letters no more.
Yeah.
That's your intellectual property right now. That's your copyright.
And as well, that's something that we have to really check, because it will always come in uppercase, lowercase. When it comes to the crunch, like court, that's when they'll switch it on us and put it in capitals, and we don't even realize that they've switched it on us.
Totally. But at the same time, still, it's like the thing again, what we've got to watch is the first initial port is they've written to us in that legal entity name, the Christian name and the surname. They put the two names together. They're never gonna write to us in a Christian name, because they can't do contract with the Christian name. They can do contract with a legal name because they can seduce you into it. They can subdue you and seduce you into that. That's part of the deception. So when they get you in now and they send you back the name in all capital letters, that's when the deception takes role. But they have to seduce you in by using the uppercase, lowercase name, but they're seducing the legal name. They're not seducing the Christian creditor. They're seducing the debtor.
But I got as you well know, cut off because I spoke to you. I got a parking ticket for being on Morrison's land. Well, but it's run by somebody else, and it came in lowercase as Miss, but it was in my full name in capitals. First and surname, but I sent it back anyway.
Yeah, but you see, they're just trying to get you. That's phishing, as I always say. PH.
But my full, well, with the Miss, it was in lowercase, but my full name was in uppercase.
Yeah, because they're sending the contract to an implied company. But if you snatch at that where nobody knows that it's a company they are, and they're unaware that they're a company. If you grab at that and you claim to be that, then you're the ghost who's acting in that party. You become the ghost. That's why when you go into court and the judge and they say all rise, they're bringing the dead up. And then the judge comes in, takes care of the case. They say all rise again, and then they put you back into the grave. And it's the dead entity name. Your name on a gravestone is in capital. Yeah. So again, it all goes back to what Aaron, the other guy, said as well. It's who you believe you are. Always glad when he said that. It's who you see you are. It's not who they see you are. That's the thing.
So is everyone good?
Yeah, man.
I just want to go back a little bit. You know, you're talking about the food and whatnot. If you check it out, you know, food and drugs are under the same kind of administration. Well, why is that?
What, food?
You know, because that's what I'm saying.
It's a business.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And they're feeding implied companies.
Yeah, that's right. With bad food.
There you go. There you go.
GM food.
Look what somebody sent me a message through I think, I don't know who it was, I got it on the phone, about he's putting the into yogurt.
What?
He's putting a certain into the yogurt, so people have to take it. That's what something was said on my phone. I mean, I'll have to say, I'll put it up in the group and you can have a look at it. But because it was something, I was just thinking, but if they're gonna go like that, then it could just be a random something.
And just to say, you know, you're talking about, you know, waking up and everything, and they know this. And if there aren't more people buying themselves, that's killing us is actually, you know, what they call it, the Internet of Things. So if everyone wakes up, no one's working. So they got this AI agenda, and we're all feeding the system everything we do. We got chat, we got, you know, messages. We're doing all types, and
you're cut off again, Nick. You froze. It says straight there in that one line: man can subdue the creatures and the beast. if we're seen as creatures and beasts,
which we're not, though. We're not.
we
we're
are.
Not seen.
No, but okay. I can't be racist because my mum's white. But you go and look in the free dictionary. I'll find it. The free dictionary online, and you look up the word man, and it says it's a white man and white men in authority. That's what it says for the word man. Now, if you take that from the free dictionary online, the legal dictionary, the thesaurus, and all them lot trapped in one, you scroll down the word man and you see the capital letter M, lowercase a, lowercase n, and it got in bracket A-M-A-A-N, as in man. Now, the thing about it, if they say in the Bible, man can subdue the creatures and the beast. Now, if man in that book is a white man, then who's the creatures and the beast? That must be people of color.
But who wrote that book?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it does. Because
No,
it was
no,
written.
no. Hear me out first. What I mean by it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they are following that rule. We haven't changed it yet. This is where we change it because we know the language now and we know the grammar that they're using it deceptively. So now it's us to speak up. I've been speaking up for the last 5 years, writing my little letters and stuff, but it's only been me writing like this. But now there's all of us. If all of us are writing the letters in a certain sense, asking these certain questions, what I've kind of like put out in the template, even if you're adding all them questions to your letters, you're waking them up. You're letting them know that you know. And they ain't messing with you no more. Because if you're going to come and mess with me, come with something correct. Because you're just coming with rubbish to me. Because I'll slap that down in a second now. So come with more solid evidence that you got anything against this. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. We have to start waking people up. And that's what it is. This is the next level of waking up in a certain sense. Because then nobody can have contracts with you unless you've actually sat down with the director of that company. British Gas, for example. If you sit down with the director of British Gas, you're not going to be discussing the conversation of gas. You're going to be discussing a conversation of the meter they're supplying in your property. And
the question I want to ask as well, I've got a pseudonym that I use for gas, electric, etc. Now, can I make that pseudonym limited?
If you want. Yeah, it's another business, isn't it?
Yeah, because they can come and look for that pseudonym from now until Kingdom Come. They never find them because it doesn't actually exist, right? But
if they're writing the name in capital letters, game over.
Well, they will do eventually. It's in uppercase, lowercase at the moment, but eventually.
Yeah.
So I could just go register it and
there you go. Because the thing about it, if they write the name in capital letters, they're only doing a contract with a ghost.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no director in that implied company.
Yeah.
So if you've got the limited company, remember in Graham's scenario, he couldn't get his name. So there's only one individual who can have that name.
Right.
So if they come to your door with that name in capital letters, sorry, I don't know who you got, because only this name applies, and that's the limited company, and here's the title deed.
Right.
If Graham had problems getting his name and he had to go to another company to ask permission to use that name, then what company or other individual has come to you to ask permission to use that name on their letters? There you go.
No, I'm just thinking where they're threatening to take it to court, etc., etc.
Sure.
I mean, I won't go to court. I just won't go to court. But then, if I wrote to the court and show them, the title deed, they can't take it anywhere anyway, right?
No, because if you've got the title, sorry, go on.
It's absolute title, isn't it? That they're coming for, Caroline. There we go. So they haven't like, and I don't want to talk so much trust, but in a trust view, that's what they're coming for, the absolute title. So, but in company's view, it's the same aspects. They're coming for that title. And in Carl's way, Carl's saying, "Well, show me that contract." In my view, in equity, I'll be saying Law and Property Act. What we discussed, Caroline. All right.
There you go.
That's a side issue.
It's the same. It's the same thing, but tackle it from different angles.
Oh, different angles. Yeah. I get you. Because that's what you were saying earlier, Ashley. When we were talking about the car, and sorry, just to go back again, the car and the number plate, and you were talking about it from a trust angle, and then I think you went off, so you didn't quite finish it. And what you were trying to say is that the number plate, if I'm right, it is a trust.
It's a trust. It's a trust. Yeah.
It's a trust.
So,
not,
so the V5 we could look at like as a security instrument, just instrument alone, yeah. And a trust, when we look at it as a trust,
right?
The eyes of a trust, all right. That's how we look at it as a security interest, and you want to claim that interest within that security, but you could do that by taking it into your company, that security interest, and then. If they want to play hard balls about it, your company could come forward. Your company could come forward and ask the questions like Carl's saying. Well, where's the contract?
There you go.
And then if they're not playing ball by that, if they're not playing, sorry, Carl, they're not playing ball by that. Flip it over to the trust. Start asking questions about deed of novation, deed of assignment.
That's what I was trying to get out. Yes.
The things I'm trying to talk to you about, but it's going what side of the fence you want to go on, Caroline, but using it to your advantage as a company, as a trust. You've got both avenues to use
both
it.
sides. Okay, makes sense.
The thing about it, look at the trust. It's like a church. It's an organization as well. An organization is like a company.
Yeah.
They just have different rules attached and applies to them, but they have the same legal implications.
Right.
Because both are doing work in the legal environment. Do you see? When you step out of that and become a man or a woman, you're dealing with law, which is common law. You see, so it's the same thing. It's still a trust is still an organization, or it's a trust, or it's a charity, or it's a company, or it's a whatever. It's still in that bracket. So it's coming from the same angle with the legal things, but just from a different angle. That's all.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to show you guys how to suck eggs, but for instance, if you got your gas and electricity and it's in the name of Joe Bloggs, and you decide you're going to buy Joe Bloggs Limited, and then they're going to come and cut it off, and then you're going to change it to Susan Smith Limited, and then they're going to disconnect it under Susan Smith Limited, and then you.
But how can they disconnect something what they don't have anything to disconnect? All they're doing is they do a threat to say they're going to disconnect you.
Yeah.
How are they going to disconnect you? Take away the meter. Cool. Let them take away the meter. You put in your own one.
Yeah. We've been
take over. You're not disconnected then. You still got gas. You're just sorry, actually.
Caroline, look at it in this aspect with them, right? What I talked to you about earlier about a trust. So when we got trust as the triangle, we've got settler at the top, beneficiary, trustee, right?
Yeah.
Right? Let me go back. What the gas, electric, water, right? They don't fall into this triangle, because what are they?
Our agents.
Right. So when they say they're going to come to the yard and basically install blah blah blah, they haven't got absolute title to even ever chose to even do that. So that's what, in respect to you're asking for what Carl's doing, coming forward as a company, asking for the contract. Right, they're not playing ball now. Right, we'll play it under the Law and Property Act. Show me under this section 136 where you can show me that you've got a deed of an assignment, which would be the instrument, which they feel that the instrument that's to the meter, which they feel that they got some beneficial interest in. But you're asking to show that within the Law and Property Act. They can't evidence that because they're agents.
And there's no contract to start with, and then the third party interlopers, if they want to be, that's just them.
That's right. No contract exists.
Yeah.
That's why when I said to you, write to the receiver and ask them if there's a contract with the limited company, and they wrote back and said no.
Yes.
Right. Did. Then they said also that the mortgage company had a contract with the woman.
Yes.
Now that's why I said the receivers just shot the mortgage company.
Yes.
Because if you've got a letter with the receiver saying that the mortgage company has got a contract with the woman in uppercase, and they've written it in uppercase and lowercase and said that it was a woman,
yes,
then you've got a mortgage company by the balls.
The thing is that they're taking it that we don't know the difference between uppercase, lowercase, and capitals. Because the normal layperson wouldn't know that there is a difference between uppercase, lowercase, and capitals. They just think it's the same person written. Because I remember in school, when they did used to use normal handwriting back in 1963, as you love to mention, we were actually told that the reason that they were taking it out of, that we couldn't write in uppercase, lowercase, is that because some of us have bad handwriting and it can't be read properly. Then we were told that the computers can only read it in capital letters. So where I used to, back in the day, used to write with uppercase, lowercase, we were given that as an excuse as to why they had changed things. It's only now in the last years that we realise that that's a load of bollocks.
Right, Caroline, let me ask you one question, yeah?
Oh, go on, here you go. I know you're going to go back. Go on.
what was they doing to us then? They was lying to us.
Yeah, I know. I know now. I didn't know then. Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying to you. Now we
It
know.
It was a plausible excuse, wasn't it?
Of course it is.
Mm.
Who owns the schools?
The government. Yeah.
Where them students gonna go? Them students are gonna go into the workplace.
Yeah.
You see. So them students are going to go into the workplace, indoctrinating in the way they've been indoctrinated to be able to do that.
Well, it's like when we went into the bank and she said to fill it out in black, and you said, no, we're not using black, we need a different color. She said it can't be picked up, and Carl says you can print it in color ink, and she let it go.
There you go.
So, when we get told to write things in black, we know that black means death and that it can't be seen. Yeah, so we have to insist that we write it in red or blue or purple or something other than black so it can be seen.
You make the shots. You call the shots.
Yeah.
As Aaron said, again, I go back to what Aaron said the other week, man. It's just like you believe who you are, and what you do is
right.
No one can tell you who you are.
Yeah. We're all made equal.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And it's good to have everybody on here because everybody is sharing their knowledge. Give thanks to Ashley, Nadia. I haven't heard from Crown Eagle yet. Laurie.
Crown Eagle? Who's Crown Eagle? Who's that?
I ain't got a clue, mate.
Show yourself, Crown Eagle.
But whatever they're hearing truth. So.
Yeah, no. Do you know what I find, especially today, every time I hear it, I'm understanding it even more, or it's sinking in a bit more. I'm taking my notes and things like that. But I also like the angle that Ashley comes, because Ashley, you're so knowledgeable. It's great with the law, and you. I'm going to show my face, and so that's from Carl and you, bang. It's like, I'm just.
The thing I love about this group, and I was explaining this. Thing I was loving about this group, and I explained this to Caroline, right? I've come onto this group learning stuff through trust and equity and all that, right? And when I come to Carl's group, Carl offered something in the way of equity, I see it, as he offered something to us all, and it's down to us to study it in a beneficial and equitable way, so with a company. And that's the enjoyment I like coming to this group, and the openness and the transparency that it brings. It brings up old topics, which I love talking about, which I've already gone over all before. And it's just, I'm with this company thing. It was something different. I thought what Carl was bringing to the table was just brilliant in my eyes. And coming to this group and having discussions on most Saturdays and talking about each other's and what we're doing, etc. I just think it's brilliant, this group, and anything that I can do to help other people in the group achieve what they want to achieve, brilliant.
The thing about I like to thank Ashley as well, because he's bringing a lot of information like what Jack said, and everybody is. But the beauty about what this group is about is that there's no charge. So we're speaking freely. And I'm giving you all the information I can give you over the 30 years I've learned. I don't want anything for it. But all I'm saying to you is I'm glad. It's satisfying. I was talking to Nadia the other day as well. And it's like, when people start getting things, it's really satisfying to know that, okay, this is being used for your own personal thing as well. And because there's no charge, we can all move quick. Things are getting done in our own, even though we might not be getting a response from any of these things, but little things we're doing will change the way we see something in a certain sense. And that works for us. And that's a little change. Even if it's small like that, it's something. So it's appreciated. And again, it's a beauty that Ashley's here as well, because I said to Caroline as well, it's really nice having Ashley in the group because this guy's so knowledgeable. And when you're telling something, he will go and research it, man, and bring you more back to the table. That's the thing about it.
It's true there.
And I know everybody's busy as well. Do you know what I mean? So we all kind of like do our own little bits and pieces. So with Ash, with Caroline, with Jax, with everybody bringing people, you know, information. It's good. It's good. Just talk. The thing about it, if we bring any information, if you could slap me down with anything, I want you to slap me down. I want you to prove me that I'm wrong. I want you to stop me, because I'm going to do the same thing to you with all the questions, because that's what you should be doing to them when they're coming for you. You want to be slapping them down with the information you know, so they can't test you. You know, if you've got that knowledge and they ain't got that knowledge and they come to you, you're slapping them down. And that's all what matters. That's all what matters at the end of the day. They can't stand up against you. And you're just being truthful and honest to them. You're being honorable, man.
Well, listen, I finished my ironing, so I'm going.
Yes, all right. All right.
Brian.
I've got mine, man. Got my bit.
Sorry.
If everybody, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Look, the time is nearly 10 to 5 as well. So I don't, if anybody wants to carry on talking, I'm happy to. But if not, I can shoot off, man.
Know thyself, seek and ye shall find. I tell you this now, it's in no African mind. Searching diamonds, gold, silver, platinum, them the kind of things, illusions you fathom. Yeah, they call it magic. Right, you're right, it's tragic. I know, clever what they done, fantastic. Come against me now, you end up in a straitjacket. I'll prove you illiterate. One question, the language. Now who's the pickle in the sandwich? This kind of knowledge that you're hearing will damage you, destroy you. Don't worry, I'll employ you, get you back on track, so you can defend your own attack. Gold chain round your neck, nothing to me. Diamonds in your teeth, nothing to me. You could be rolling 22s, nothing to me. Down with the truth, now that's something to me. Gold chain round your neck, nothing to me. Diamonds in your teeth, nothing to me. You could be rolling 22s, nothing to me. Down with the truth, now that's something to me. Blah, 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 blah.